Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mystic Tavern. The reason that Garfield always says he hates Mondays is because we don't stream on Mondays. I'm joined here by everybody from the previous campaign.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Sup?
Who's that? Hold on.
Very fucking cool of you, Carl.
What character did that guy play? So today we're basically just going to wrap up for our previous campaign, the Dragon of Ice by Peak. We do have a teaser for the new campaign at the end, so stay tuned. And as always, feel free to follow us or follow us on Twitter, newly made, twitter.com/mystic_tavern.
Ooh.
So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to just throw out a couple prompts and we just talk about it. So, first question that I know Callum is totally prepared for. What Deck of Wonders things did we not roll?
Oh fuck! I just switched the page. There.
Where did that energy come from? I've been so tired for the last hour, and as soon as we go live, I'm just like, Yow.
Just do a
That's
quick
how I feel.
line before it all
The
starts.
coffee
and you're
finally
like,
kicked in.
It really did.
Ah, there's the cards effects. Da 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 da. Should we just go from 1 to 20, or do you want the
Yeah.
ones you didn't get?
The ones we go for all of them.
Okay, so number 1, a T-Rex appears and attacks. It also has
Oh my
50
God.
gold pieces inside.
Jesus.
Oh.
Glad we didn't roll that one.
Wanted to have drawn that one.
It's kind of banter, to be fair.
I called it the T-Rex Pinata because you get 50 gold pieces for killing it.
That would have been Drom's favourite card, rolling a natural one. Gets to fight a fucking T-Rex.
As soon as we got the deck of wonders, my god.
I know, right? Number 2, you become +1. So literally anything you have would have an additional +1 to it.
I fucking love that.
You become a conjoined twin.
Yes!
So essentially,
I am
if you
stronger
did an
than I've
attack
ever
roll,
been.
an extra +1 to that. You had a saving throw, extra +1 to that. You're doing a stealth check, another +1 to that.
That would have been really useful.
Cool.
Would your level have become +1 as well?
Nah.
Oh,
I mean,
that would have been
makes
amazing.
sense.
Just like
Yeah.
You level up.
No.
would be
You'd have
incredible.
like level 3 +1, but you're not actually level 4.
Yeah. So you
That
can...
still would have been
Number,
cool, though.
number 3, 10-second countdown to a fireball. DC
Oh,
14.
Imagine that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
we did have
Oh,
that one.
we had that.
Yeah, we did.
We had that one.
Yeah, because we all just stood there and was like, why is it counting down? God, it's getting real close to 0. I wonder
In
what's...
fact- I think he got it twice, actually.
He might have done.
Yeah,
Probably
we got.
There was one in the Dragon's Barrow.
We got one with the cobalt.
Was that how long ago that
Blew
was?
up all the cobalts. I remember that.
Yeah.
Number 4, you were given a random item from somewhere.
Oh yeah, that was the
Yeah,
one
that's
where
a
we
big
got
one.
the Mind Flayer's plans.
Yeah.
We just scribbled
That
a
was a
bunch
good
of
one.
dicks. We just scribbled a bunch of dicks in the book.
And you broke a few jars,
We did indeed.
had Jib translate, all the good stuff.
Next one.
Good place to get it, really.
Yeah.
Was a good place to
Num-
get it.
Number 5, your passive perception increases by 10 for the day.
All right, we got
Baron
Baron got that one a
Yep,
couple times.
Baron got that one.
Indeed, he did. It allowed him to sense a bullet. Then he polymorphed the bullet,
Yeah.
and then the bullet drowned. Next up. Number 6, a clone of yourself appears and copies everything you do, sound and movement.
Drom would end up fighting himself.
That has negative connotations considering the.
I feel like we drew that one.
You did. Drum got it.
That was
Oh, yeah.
that was technically the entire campaign.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
basically, the Deck of Wonders was against you. Number 7. No, number 7. You were put in a metal cage. DC 20 strength check.
We did get that
Jib-
one. I
Jib
think
got
that was
that,
the
didn't
witch
he?
that got that.
Yeah, the
That
hag.
was the witch. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, the poor hag.
Bitch broke out of
Now-
it real quick, though.
The next one's number 8. Do I have to say this one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly the
case
best
for
card
that.
of all.
Everyone is teleported to a random location on the same plane.
Hold
Oh
on.
my god.
We went to a different plane.
Yeah, Jib teleported to a different plane in his house.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah,
We
And then
won a
you-
different plane
then
at
you
the
drew the
time.
card.
And then we drew it.
Then we do a
yeah, I remember.
It was literally the moment I did that, I was like, well, thank God he wasn't on the material
How to
plane.
derail a campaign in one.
Would have killed Jib outright there. Number 9 also happened at Nomagard. A horse in the distance appears
I
and
fucking love
follows.
that one. I love that one.
The ominous horse in the distance.
Following these poor gnomes around.
Number 10. Gain resistance to fire, ice, and lightning.
We got that a few times.
I got
already.
that
Yep.
one.
I got that one.
That was the first one we pulled, wasn't it?
I think maybe.
It may have
I
been.
think Yes, I think so.
I think I had
It
that
was-
one once as well.
It was the first. It was the first one Drum pulled because Shadow was like, "Here, Drum, why don't you pull this?" And Drum was like, "Yeah, okay."
It was just outside the lighthouse as well, I think.
It was
Yeah.
indeed.
Yeah, it was.
It was, yeah.
I think we got into one fight and we was like, damn, that was really handy.
I was like, yes, they got a good one first. They might keep drawing.
Literally. I think
Anyway.
like every time we got that one, it was just before a fight with fire, lightning, or ice damage.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
Then
because didn't
again-
you get it with the dragon?
Yeah.
to be fair, with Orcrid, Shadow, and Radish around, we always had fire, lightning, and ice damage.
I'd resistance the most of them at the end.
Rob, we've got a bit of echo.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Number 11. You gain 10 gold pieces in copper.
Oh, we
Yeah, we drew. Someone got
yeah,
that.
We did get that one.
I think that was fairly close to the end. That one.
If it only lasts for 24 hours, does the money just disappear at the end?
Weirdly didn't think of that.
You get to the end of counting it all, and it just fucking disappears.
Just run to a shop. Quickly! Anything! Give me stuff! Run away!
All right.
Number 12. Your intelligence increases by 1d10 amount.
I feel
Drum
like
needed that.
Drum got that.
Drum desperately needed that.
Drum did get that, didn't he? At one
No,
point.
Drum got the one where you have this big posh.
Oh yeah.
That was his beans.
Was it?
Yeah, that wasn't the cards.
Okay.
That was
Oh,
his
okay.
beans.
Yeah. Baron
Number
pulled Dom
13.
One of him. I
Uh,
remember that.
Number 13. An invisible weight attaches to you. Your speed is halved,
Oh,
I don't think he got
which means
Drum-
Shadow is still faster than
in
everyone.
shambles.
Would that work in Drum's case, considering like Drum's got powerful build and how strong he is?
Magical weight.
It's
Oh, okay.
Was.
Was.
Very
to
much
get
was.
Shadow's speed back to normal.
It
Number
wouldn't even be a
14.
normal.
Number 14.
For 5 minutes, your favorite food pours out of the card.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that'd
got
be
that
our-
one. Like,
Baron got that.
I thought that would be a good character development, that one.
being buried in fish eggs.
Nothing but cheese.
Fish eggs.
It was fucking caviar, wasn't it?
It's caviar.
Nobody got this one, but I wish they did. Number 15,
Burger
a
King
random
foot lettuce.
ghost that only you can see appears.
Love that.
What was that?
And a ghost, did you say?
A random ghost that only you can
Oh.
see appears.
That would have been amazing if either Baron or Drum got that.
Or Radish.
Yeah.
Speaking of one that Drom might want, number 16, your strength increases by 1d10.
My favourite one.
Bloody
You can
huge,
outmuscle a giant.
absolute weapon.
Number 17, one that appeared more times than I thought. You can use your action to look through someone's eyes.
Yeah, that
we
really
got
did. We got that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that one maybe, what, like 3 times?
2 or 3 times, yeah.
As
We
many as
definitely had it more than
teleporting.
once.
Yeah.
Mm.
Actually, probably more than teleporting. I think he only teleported twice.
Yeah.
Mm, we did.
Pardon.
3 times. It might have been twice.
Anyway, number 18. A friendly elephant appears.
Orcrin at the end of the campaign.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The elephant followed the elephant followed him into Avernus.
And
Onto
became
Mount
Truffles.
Its name's Truffles.
Olympus.
Number 19. Everything you look at becomes black and white.
Oh, that's not fun.
No.
Unless we're talking about Pokemon, because that's Gen.
Hmm.
And the final one, number 20. You are paralyzed for 1 minute while you see
Jesus.
your life flash before your eyes. And then forget it.
Awkward got that one without even pulling the fucking card.
This is true.
That one battle where he was just like paralyzed for half of it.
Yeah, that was fun.
And that was the 20 cards of the Deck of Wonders.
Wonderful. Well, that's very cool. Was that all homebrew stuff as well?
Yeah, I made it all up.
All right.
Oh wow.
Very cool.
That's very creative.
Ooh.
All
That was
right.
very cool.
That's why there's 2 of them where animals appear.
So feel free to chime in on this next one whenever you guys want. Favorite NPC? Because there was a
Ooh.
lot to choose from.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know if I've got a favourite. There's like a lot that.
I have a favorite. I can tell you what my favorite was. Cookie doesn't count for the record.
Yeah.
Jib was my favorite personally. I loved. Just
Yeah, so did I.
his character was very good. Like
Yeah.
he had a very defined personality.
Yeah, he was incredible to fuck with.
Yeah, Jib was really good.
Phrasing, Jacob.
I said fuck
Salton?
fuck with, okay?
Yeah.
Salton, the
Salton.
blacksmith in Hell's Anvil.
Oh yeah, he was pretty cool.
He
He
was quite
really
cool.
got annoyed. Eventually.
Well, that's who I went to on the downtime exercise.
Oh yeah.
It was just me and Callum to get the trophy armor made.
Gotta
And
give a
that
shout
was
out.
quite a
to
fun little
everyone.
back and forth.
Gotta give-
I
Gotta
think
give
the
a
Sib and
shout out.
Dabbledub were quite good.
They were very good.
Yeah, I did like the gnome step up.
Probably one of my favourite moments of the campaign, actually thinking about it, was when Shadow.
We'll get that. We'll
Please.
get to that. We'll get to that. That's
Like,
at the end.
Like one of the best gnome moments was when Show was like, "How do we know you're not the mimic?" And then the gnomes ended up turning on themselves.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
remember
both
that.
of the princes right at the very beginning. They were good fun.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah.
And the fucking lunatic gnome that just started firing shit at us.
Special mention to Inverna Mistmantle, the sexy cowboy, who sadly
Yeah.
did not make
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
The
That's
only one that died.
The only character that died the entire campaign. The tavern keep who gave Baron raspberry juice rather than wine. That was funny.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember.
Wasn't he evil?
He did turn out to be evil. Yeah,
He wasn't, yeah. Leah, the monk maid,
Leah the monk.
that was just like, oh, let's go into a sparring match, and
Shadow's
proceeded
blind.
to
Yeah.
beat the shit out of me immediately. I was like, yeah, no, you're good.
Ayla was great.
She got the final kill on the bullet.
Yeah, she did.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just quite a series of really good NPCs, to be fair.
Chris Neverember. Yeah. Right. I've got like written down best moments of each character, but I think we'll leave that for a bit. When did these characters begin to feel like a team for you?
Ooh. Probably
Never.
like the first big battle, like maybe the lighthouse.
I was gonna say,
the lighthouse. Yeah.
all I heard was first battle, and I was gonna say, the first battle was Drum wrestling.
soloing a manticore.
Yeah, like throwing it at you guys because you guys didn't do shit.
I think for me it was when Shadow had to fight Carrick the first time, and we all just backed him up. Like, nah,
Yeah.
we're open.
Yeah.
Sorry.
When Shadow fought Carrick, I said Lewis
Okay, yeah,
the first time.
yeah.
That was quite good.
For me,
I distinctly remember spikes on the floor, and then Beerbrand grabbing Carrick before he attacked
Yeah.
Shadow again. It's just
Yeah.
like, ah!
Yeah, I agree with that.
I did
That
enjoy
was
that.
definitely the first proper sort of team.
Yeah.
We were definitely like friends before this, but like the first proper time, the first time we all properly synchronized and joined together in one goal completely.
Yeah, that
Was
was when we had like the first bit of
I wasn't
proper
finished.
synergy.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It was when everything got settled between Orcrin and Drum, and then like for me, I finally knew like Drum could trust everyone, and like Drum could trust everyone to hold his back, and we were all focused on one specific goal. That's when we were like the perfect team.
Mm.
All right. Well, what about this one? I think Jacob would like to answer this one. Favorite battle? What was your like the one that stuck out to you guys most?
I'll let Jacob answer first.
I've got two in mind, really.
Yeah, go on.
I was going to say the
Me,
first
it
time
was-
Cookie shouted Shillelagh.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
I was gonna say like the one more so for me, just because of how like important it was for Orcrin as a character, was probably the lighthouse and
Yeah.
how like people being separated there and like going out onto the balcony with only a few of us, and then having the harpies and the trial of jumping off the side quite big. Then also the sharks and just the fucking like having to create a perfect plan of like Radish has to create the platform, we have to move onto it, we then have to defend the platform and slowly move along.
Yeah.
With Beerbrand and that, and then whilst that's happening, you've also got like Shadow and Drum and Baron and that were all trying to defend themselves from the giant half orc that was just constantly fucking going at it.
Yeah.
I
Which was like fucking
Well, it
mental.
was just Baron and Shadow.
I was
Just
on
Baron
the
and
wall.
Shadow.
I was on the walkway, but Drum got fed up, so he decided
Yeah,
to
and
use
climbed off, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was either that or the final battle. Oh no, 3 to be fair, because also the one with Ralphus, like the first one with Ralphus, that was
the first
really
one with
fucking
Ralphus
good.
was great. Actually, when
Yeah.
when
That was
Rogue 2,
horrifying.
Yeah, I can't just choose one. I've got like I like all the battles for different reasons.
Yeah.
What about the dragon one though, where we ended up
Dragon.
riding it and
That
like
was really
crashing it into the
badass.
ground? That was
Like-
badass.
That was
Like
awesome.
I said, like I can't choose just one.
I have to also mention the one where we found where we had to fight one of the champions of Palos, where Beerbrand almost died, because that was fucking intense.
Yeah, that was Gorfuck. That was
Mm.
No, go for it.
And that was really
That
really
said,
intense.
I really enjoyed the party at Von Trout Manor fight, because that was like a lot was going on at once. Like Shadow was chasing Ralphus, everyone else was like trying to fight the Balgura and the fucking whatever the Chasmaze. That's it. And just the fact that I had prepared the one fucking spell that count as Chasmaze.
God, that was
That
fucking. That was like, if that hadn't have happened, if there wasn't that disadvantage, Orcrin would have just died there. There was no saving him, because that was like, the moment you go to 0, you die from like the necrotic damage of it. So like, it's like, cool.
My favourite moment in a fight has to be when Orcrin was at the bottom, like surrounded by 2 harpies and sharks, and John was like, "Alright, there's nothing to do up here. Time to go down." Swan dive off the lighthouse. The other way down, and superhero landed on 1 health.
I don't think you can put superhero landed and on 1 health in the same sentence.
I think
Speaking of moments, battle moments as well, we have to think about going back to the what do you call it, the party, the fight at the party, when Orcrin killed the Kazame and had like the most edge sword-worthy like fucking statement, "You will not win this war," as he just fucking plunged his axe into the.
That's right.
That was cool.
I'm here for edge. What can I say?
Our first fight on the Mind Flayer ship was cool because he was talking so much shit.
Yeah.
And then after we decimated that first group, you like his entire tone changed.
I think the fight with the Hydra in the Colosseum was really cool as well.
Oh god, fighting was an absolute unit
And
in that.
Orkrin and Drum just like struggling with this Hydra, and the rest of us just like slowly interrogating the guy.
Hey, why didn't you stop this fight whilst Orkrin's like gone down to 7 HP from a single breath weapon?
Okay, so general consensus is all of them are our favourite.
Yeah.
Different reasons,
Although-
but all of them.
Do you know which one I struggled the most to do?
Go on.
What?
The one directly after a certain fireball.
Yeah, valid.
Oh god, yeah, that's
Just suddenly, I look at the map and think, "Oh my
In
god, I
which
have so many
The
enemies."
party
Yeah.
aggro the entire fucking dungeon in one
I
go.
fucking
Hey,
It's also-
you can't tell me it wasn't
live.
fun though.
We live.
It's got to be said,
Yeah, I
right?
loved it.
I need to
Yeah.
put this out there
Yeah.
for combat, especially. I didn't realize just how broken in early levels fear can be.
Yeah.
Because like that shit's dumb. Just turning around and being like, "No, fuck off," for a turn is so much.
Mm.
Yeah, it's fucking mental.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so
Sorry, go on.
I've also got one written down here. I think this will be a pretty fast one because I don't think anyone will be able to pick one out. Favorite skill check? Now that could be a fumble, or it could be a crit, or it could be something like that. I
persuasion check that Baron did to kill
that
Ralphus.
Ralphus was that one was pretty good. Or like Orkrin trying to sneak while
That's good.
invisible up to Ralphus when
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Yeah.
failing. That one was really good.
Two natural ones in a row.
Ooh.
Yeah,
All right.
that's take.
I suppose favorite RP moment and best moment of characters will kind of go hand in hand. But first, a question for Callum, or I suppose a question for Holly and John: were Min and Max really evil?
Okay, so maybe that was the idea at the beginning, because like obviously your characters might not have all known, oh, they're Duragar, they're like deep gnomes, they're quite known for being, a bit spicy. Because like metagaming, you guys would have probably assumed this, so you might not have all
Yeah, I mean,
insight
we
checks,
all
whatever.
know what a Durgar. Like,
Yeah, so it's like, where would the twist have been? So, okay, admittedly, we were totally going to lure you into a trap initially. Sorry,
Surprise
guys.
Pikachu face.
But then I think Callum came up with the idea where like it would probably be a bit more interesting if you were all going in with that assumption, and then actually it wasn't that bad,
Okay.
which I thought was quite fun.
I
So-
actually really like that they were just wholesome dwarf.
Also,
Lads.
you started with the sandwich thing, and I was like, "Well, these people aren't evil."
They can't be evil.
Was it basically like whatever we chose, you did the opposite, or like whatever we thought you were gonna do, you did the opposite?
No, because like originally I didn't have the whole Ralphus and Mind Flayer underground,
Oh, okay.
Oh right. Oh yeah. Yeah.
but then I had that idea as well, and I thought this would be a good place to fit them in.
I did like that you got to the point where you wouldn't trust us to take the safe route, and some of you just straight up went across like the dangerous way, even though there was a perfectly fine walkway like across a
Yeah, I
gap. Like
remember. Yeah.
that did.
Well, you see,
properly
you give them
crack me
two
up.
options, and they'll never pick the good one.
Like that was my
They
favorite
can't
skill
blame
check.
you for it.
Like,
Yeah.
like the fact that everybody slowly walked across, and Drum was like, "All right, time to swing across," and then like the sound everybody made as soon as I
I think.
To be fair, considering
Yeah.
Baron's actions towards Min and Max, I wouldn't have blamed them if they did something evil towards him.
Yeah, especially when
Ah.
Baron started talking, I was like, "Gee, we are gonna have to kill you soon in a minute."
If it's the same to Baron, it would be really
Slowly
funny.
draw a knife.
So, hey Baron, who are you? Where are you from? Are
I
you
was
dangerous?
slowly
How many
drawing a
knives do you have? Hey Baron, how dangerous are you? And what's your history with other people?
What's your
Like, what's
AC?
your
I
family
was
like?
thinking to myself,
Yeah.
I'm
How many people
not
visit your
too
mansion
aware of
every
charm
single day?
spells yet.
I'm gonna
people.
I'm
How
gonna
much
make
do you think I
the
told them?
I'm gonna make the obvious joke here. You're not the only one who's had that fault.
All right. So, moving on. What was with Yin and Yang?
What was with Yin and Yang?
What was with
Yeah,
Yin and Yang?
were they evil?
What was going on with them? Because I assume Orkrin knows, but not the rest of the party. So
They were never really evil.
I wouldn't say they were evil. They definitely weren't good.
Were they like
Yeah.
they were anti-heroes then, that kind of?
I could give away a little thing from Orkrin if you want.
I mean, I do have a question a little bit later that says stuff you never got to tell about your character. So would that apply?
I mean,
you
can still put it in now.
Might be a good segue.
Because it kind of works with the Yin and Yang thing, because I imagine they were on a similar level to what Orkrin was doing.
Hmm.
Am I right there, Callum?
Yeah.
Okay, let me look up what I made.
I actually forgot with your ending that when they died, they just walked up to you on the throne and thinking, "Oh wow,
hey, good job." There we go. So what they essentially were, similar to what Orkrin was, were like devils, I guess, in a way.
Well, they're not devils.
Not
they just
devils.
follow Zariel.
Follows Ariel, but also are people that are on the hunt for people that could fight in the Blood War. We're essentially like contractors, or like just really shady employers. So the Goliath that we came across, that we killed, that was one. Elgath, that was one that Yang employed and gave the axe.
Drum still doesn't like Yang, but Drum made up with Yang because it was for the greater good. And
well, he didn't technically do anything evil. He just turned around and said, "I will give you the axe to help kill the dragon, and in return, you have service to me in the Blood War."
Right.
Which he also then just didn't do, which made him a traitor in Orkrin's eyes, and subsequently was worth killing. But the whole thing was, or like, didn't come up a whole lot. Really desperately wanting something, so I never really pressed Callum on it. But there was one point where I had a moment where I made a contract for people. I made it for Baron.
Yeah.
And this is the small RP moment where I was just like, I don't want your word, because that's not worth anything. If you break this promise, I want your life.
Jesus.
And this is something that I made, and with Callum's approval, as a part of like Orkrin's thing, I gave to Rob as a little RP thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And it reads as: Baron von Trout will receive a gift that will aid his quest of vengeance against his former manservant Ralphus. This gift will provide him the ability to locate the mentioned individual, where Baron will be able to enact his retribution upon the individual. Baron will gain use of this item for as long as he and Ralphus remain living, and their feud continues. Upon death of one or another, the gift will be returned and the contract will be completed. Should Baron or Ralphus die before their confrontation occurs, the contract is still upheld and the payment is still due. Should Baron choose to disregard this quest and free himself of this gift, payment is still due. Should the deal maker die before the manservant Ralphus is killed, payment is still due. The payment for this service will be the remaining lifespan of Sir William von Trout, set as 35 years of service fighting alongside the dealmaker in the Blood War upon Avernus. The time will become enforced upon the death of Baron von Trout and not before. Once their time is concluded, Baron von Trout may choose to depart from his service and join the afterlife, or continue freely in his crusade. Penalties: should Baron von Trout seek to break his contract, a penalty will be incurred of an additional 100 years of service. Should Baron von Trout seek to kill the deal maker to break the deal, a penalty will be incurred of an additional 100 years of service. Should Baron von Trout seek to expose the deal maker to a third party, a penalty will be incurred of an additional 100 years of service. And should Baron von Trout discuss the deal maker and this deal without their consent, a penalty will be incurred of 100 years of service.
Yeah,
That's what I
You
made
wonder
and
why he
gave the
didn't sign
Baron.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
Shit.
Drum is 100% glad that Baron didn't sign that.
Well,
Because it would have been the same kind of thing as what Yang did to Elgath.
Yeah.
Drum would have hated Olkren as much as Drum hated Yang if Olkren did that.
Yeah. Well, I gave that to Rob and was like, you can make your decision with this, however. But the moment that I sent that document over, I then changed Orkrin's thing to lawful evil,
ooh.
and that remained as that until I think the dragon fight.
And what did it turn to then?
It was lawful neutral.
Chaotic good. Must make soup.
Orkrin is the very definition of chaos.
Every time Olkren interacted with Radish, he turned chaotic good.
Lawful hungry.
Very hungry.
Right.
So yeah, essentially,
Yeah.
they just want to rebuild Coneyberry, but on the side, if they see individuals that could be useful to the Blood War and Zeriel, they'll see if a contract could be made.
So I was waiting for people to get close to death so I could just hop in and be like, "Hey, Lamea, I've got some shit for you."
Drum got close to death. Actually, there's only 2 occasions where Drum got close to death, and actually 3, which was the lighthouse when he jumped off, that fight with Maud, and the final fight where I kept on getting grappled and done a fuck ton of damage.
You best fucking thank your lucky stars that I had that reroll trait because you're fucked. Anyway, moving on. Well, I've got favourite RP moment written down, but I suppose that would count for best of. So I'll go through the characters the main player characters real quick. And if anyone has something to point out that isn't that player, we'll just we'll just say something. So first one's Orkrin. We've already talked quite a bit about Orkrin, but
sorry.
is there no, it's fine. What we're here for. So does anyone remember anything with Orkrin that was super cool or memorable? I've already mentioned the funny skill check, but
108 damage.
I like when his wings came out for the first time.
Jumping off the lighthouse was quite cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I also liked when him and Baron went off in Neverwinter and found the wall demon, and he just fucking destroyed it, and Baron was just like a little damsel in distress.
Fucking losing my axe in that fight and being like, okay, I revert to a dagger and a short sword. Let's go.
When Radish was talking to Orkrin about tales that her grandma told her and mentioned the banana bread, and Orkrin completely 100% believed it, and we thought, he's just sort of.
And then it turned out to be true.
And it turned out to be true in the Plain of Summer.
That was great. Fran in chat is saying the Fran werebear kill.
Oh god.
That was a hard fight.
Really? I wonder why.
The cheese.
Oh, fucking cheese,
yeah.
The cheese, where he was just like, yes, I will eat all of this.
Everyone vomiting over Shadow.
I suppose it goes for Shadow
and
as
Jib
well.
making a bet.
But Shadow and Orkrin's shenanigans were great.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I am Zeriel.
Next we got
Every time.
the hardest one to list because it's 2 characters. Beerbrand and Titan.
Titan's first appearance.
Titan's first appearance.
Yeah,
I was going to say, that.
Which one?
That.
The one in the Plain of Summer. Yeah.
First one?
Yeah.
Plain of Summer.
Finally.
His second first appearance.
I like how he became part of the furniture and Jib shop for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also returning home to that other Triton on the plane of water, and her just immediately turning around and throwing shit at you.
That was funny.
When Beerbrand first cast Shillelagh in Coneyberry. That was great.
Theo Brand wanting to leave Neverwinter quickly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the elephants. Oh, that was fantastic.
Just having a high-ranking member of Guard come up to us, so high-ranking that we actually got a full name purely to find Brand and then never spoke to them again.
The elephant rescue, though, yeah, that was great.
That was great.
Speaking of the elephant rescue, would you like to describe it a bit, Frank?
Sorry, I just cut out there and I just heard my name. I've missed everything.
The elephant rescue. Would you like to describe it a bit?
Oh, the elephant. Oh, that was fantastic.
Because nobody really saw that one except for me.
No, that is true. So, obviously, that was literally my entire plan for the 5 days off. I didn't care about anything else. I was like, I've seen 2 elephants in trouble. They need rescuing because that is exactly what Brand would do. So I think I got Cookie on the 4th day. Or was it the 3rd?
I think it was one of those two.
I think I had him on the 2nd.
I had him, and then I gave him to.
I had it on the 1st because I passed it off onto you.
Shadow definitely had it first because
and then I got it.
because some of his new found skills.
Yeah, he helped me brand out with them, so I definitely had.
Oh, he did, yeah. So for the first couple of days, I was sort of scouting out the elephant tent, the people. I don't know what you'd call them, circus actors as such. Started finding out
assholes.
Basically, best way to put them, yeah. So I found out that every day they went to the same place for lunch. So I was like, that is a time when I'm going to get it. And I need an accomplice. So once me and Cookie were there, I don't know if I even needed to convince Cookie or if Cookie was just like, yeah, of course, let's go do this. Because that's Cookie.
Sounds like to be fair.
It does.
Cookie.
So we ended up tailing after the 2 people. They disappeared into the cafe as it was. And I then realised I haven't actually got a plan of how to do this. Am I just going to randomly attack them? And luckily, Cookie had discovered a brand new skill of how to acquire stuff, shall we say.
I wonder where he learned that.
I know, it's big old secrets right there.
Yeah.
So we managed to trick the 2 people by wild shaping into another giant crab, and we begun juggling because I had taught him how to juggle. We then stole the key, ran into the tents, rescued the elephants, then realizing, how the hell am I going to get 2 giant elephants out of here? These people are going to realize they've stolen their keys. I thought, screw it, I am charging through the entire town. And I just went the quickest route to Neverwinter Forest, which is where there's a bunch of guards kept appearing, and I thought, I'm casting every spell I've got. Moonbeam here, moonbeam there, smashed everything, and just, honest to God, the fact that I didn't get caught or anything else, which was why when it happened, I was like, right, okay, I have to now hide, which is why when we first had to go to the Baron's party thing, I had to wild shape the entire time as a tiny spider, because I was like, if any of these people see me, I'm fucked. Which is why as soon as I could, I was like, I have to now run. And Baron's like, oh, I've got to find Ralph. He's like, no, we have to go. I can't tell you why we have to go, but we need to go. Crap, he's here. Oh, shit. And if Baron wasn't there to protect Beobrad, I was so going to cast Summon Animals, have a bunch of cookies, transform into a cookie, attack him, and just run. I don't know what would have happened with the campaign, but there would have been like 10 giant crabs running for their lives, and it would have been amazing. But yeah, it would have been. But...
What I would have done essentially was say, right, we're splitting up for a little bit. 30 minutes Frank, 30 minutes everyone else.
But yeah, that was great fun.
I'm sad that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Same.
The beard whip. Branson.
Oh yes. Yes, I forgot about that.
Just the fucking introduction of Beobrand being like this mostly naked dwarf, and then going through the entire campaign, and none of us addressing the fact that we've just got this fucking nudist dwarf walking around with us.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember.
He was, but his beard was so big it sort of covered him up.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I had it down in my original notes of just Beobrand naked dwarf ?
That changes everything.
Oh, it really does.
Right,
You know.
Callum, you are kind of breathing through your mic.
But still, I think the two other favourite moments with Beer Brand was one, again with a harpy fight, managing to charm person on a harpy and let him guide me all the way down nice and safely, just then have Alcrin fuck up and knock me out.
I did pick you up. I picked you up.
You did. And then the Dragon Barrow.
actually healed someone.
The Dragon Barrow.
I healed people 3, maybe 4 times in that campaign. And that was to pick up Theo Brand after I hit him, to make sure Shadow didn't die. I think to make sure Shadow didn't die a second time. And I think the other one was Radish.
I think it was like repaying Radish back for a heal she gave him earlier.
Didn't you heal the Mind Flare Wizard?
Oh yeah, I did heal the Mind Flare Wizard, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think that was out of combat though, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah, I spunked about 3 days worth of lay on hands points, so about 25 points just straight into it each time.
Shadow. What about Shadow?
Fucking blew up a
everything.
building.
I think we all need to pay immediate attention to the very fucking beginning of the campaign, and Drom turning around and saying, "Why do they call you the Thousand Claws?" and him going, "Well, I'll show you," and then just knocking out Drom immediately.
Drom had his revenge though when on Drom's day off, he went to the fight pits, and then
I don't know
at
what
the
you're
end,
talking about, Jacob. Nobody saw this. It didn't happen.
at the end of it, I had to give Cookie over to Shadow. And then so Shadow came to the fight pits, and he was like, "All right, then why don't we fight?" Shadow went to attack me. I used my stone endurance. He did like 0 damage to me, and then afterwards I went to hit him, got like a critical, and pretty much killed him instantly.
Do you want to know why you won that, Jacob?
Sure, why not?
Because Shadow
Because there wasn't enough room for me to run around and use my one advantage. It was like a 15-foot arena. I literally couldn't get away from you.
True.
Obviously
That was a
the
mistake on
fireball-
your part.
the fireball with Shadow, Orcrin and Shadow's shenanigans of Shadow trying to be Zariel.
Anything Shadow done to Orc.
Shadow's straight up hatred for Carrick and unable to like agree that he is might be a decent guy. Just like
No. Even there, no, he was not a decent guy. There was no decency in him at all.
allegedly he murdered your
He
entire
killed-
monastery.
Not. It wasn't allegedly. He literally killed Nit, and he killed like other people in Vandalin as well.
How many
He
people
was a
did we
straight-up
kill? Though?
murderer.
Like real shit.
Yeah, but we killed people who deserved it.
Like
Maybe in his
Carrick.
eyes, he deserved it.
Do any of
Shadow.
you guys remember when he started breaking glasses?
Yes,
Oh,
I
yeah.
do.
In
Well,
Coneyberry,
right.
Agree with that.
in the Coneyberry Manor House. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. When Shadow was kept fucking with Jib, and then eventually lost his immovable rod.
Yeah, that was
Well,
fun.
Yeah.
Took us 2
Had
hours.
to
least I
shoot
got it.
Shadow in the arse with a roped arrow just to make sure he didn't die.
Fucking with Jib was like hilarious.
oh, and what I mentioned before when Shadow basically was talking to the gnomes and ratted on Jib, saying that their items were shit, and then we saw a whole of them fighting.
I liked Shadow hiding in the gnome's closet. That was funny.
Was that when I fucking poured chili into it, just shook it?
That was the second time,
That was
yeah.
the second time.
Because you knew I'd be there. Yeah, that was good.
That really brings real life pain to me, to be honest. Just the thought of being in somewhere tight, contained space full of chili,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
just shake.
It's like the world's worst salt and shake.
Yeah.
What about the time when Shadow spooned Orcrin?
What do you mean time? Like it was only one occasion.
I think it was like maybe twice.
Every time I'd get out of bed to do my watch, and Lois would just chime up and be like, so Shadow makes his way into your bed and says, nice and warm.
Alright, star of the show, Cookie himself.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
All
First
of it.
time he used
Moving
it.
on.
All of it.
Just
Yeah, first time use of shillelagh.
when
was
he
brilliant.
straight up hit the dragon clean in its fucking throat scar with 4
Yeah.
Mm.
Actually dragged it down.
One of the most touching moments was whenever Cookie got worried, like a goth up or
Oh.
something like that.
Yeah, we all had his back.
Hmm.
I have never.
Set over
Theo
Miriam.
Brand essentially did the exact scenario in my head of what Muriel did.
Oh,
Aw.
one of my personal favorite Cookie moments, because I kind of made it happen, was at the party when Baron said basically Cookie be the entertainment and go like talking around with people, and just like the surprise,
Well bet. Yeah,
just the range of responses he got was pretty hilarious. And the fact that he was in a top hat and a monocle and a suit.
True.
yeah.
I like when Titan passed off his trident to Cookie. I thought that was cool.
That was good.
I know there's my moment, but still.
Yeah.
Cookie had so much shit at the end of that just because everyone kept on giving him cool stuff.
How much gold did Cookie end up with at the end of the campaign?
A lot. Do you want me to tell you one of my favourite Cookie moments?
Yeah, go on.
When he stole a gem worth 2,000 gold.
Jesus. That's incredible.
And do you know when that happened? It was during Drom's downtime.
What, it was?
When I took him to the shop. Yeah, because I taught him how to steal, and then someone took him to the fucking jewellery shop. So he fucking stole. So
That's
he comes to
fantastic.
me at the end of the day, like, look what I got, and I'm just like, oh no.
What have I done?
What do we do?
Just before the party as well.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
I was stressing so much about that, and it had like it had a security tag on it as well. So I was like, "Shit, we need to get rid of this. They'll find us with it."
Though? If he had a security tag on it, how did he get it?
We don't
Just
That's
know.
just how good he was.
Well, do
we
you remember
managed
just
to get the
before the
security
party there
tag
was
off.
that halfling complaining with the guards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the owner of the shop tracking down it, and then Shadow literally took the tracker and then ran off.
But yeah,
So
that
he
was why
thought,
Shadow
"It's
fucking
went that
ran
way."
off. And then Shadow left it in the place where he found
Wait,
Carrick.
everything makes sense now. Because on my downtime, I had it directly after Shadow. I think Cookie
Maybe.
stole a book from the school that Radish went to. That makes. I was like, what do you mean he pockets the book?
Shadow may have encouraged him to do such things.
on my downtime, like Drom had earned so much gold, and he was like, "All right, so like what does Cookie need? Like he's turning into a proper adventurer. What does Cookie need?" And Drom was like going through. All right, so he has this, he has that, he has this. I know. Why don't I get you armor? And then he went to the shop. He chose everything himself. Drom didn't impede him in any way. And yeah, Drom paid for everything.
Sounds like talking about a child. Like, we took him to the shop. He chose all his own clothes.
Make-A-Wish Foundation.
You guys had, like,
And the funniest
really
thing
nice
is, he still had so much money at the end.
All right.
You guys had really nice like interpersonal downtimes. Mine was just spent going to the fucking ocean to kill Dagamore, and then popping just magic to go through all the shipwrecks that we didn't go through before.
I trained Cookie to steal by making him steal someone's sandwich on the beach.
That's what the beach thing was about.
I
kept hearing about it. I was
because
like,
he wanted to go to the beach. So like, I took him to the beach, but while we were there, I was like, "Let me teach you something, Cookie."
Yeah, you sent me a fucking message that I read, and I was just like, "What?" And then you deleted it because you was like, "Sorry, that was for Fran." I was so confused.
yes, my other girlfriend, Fran.
With Drom's downtime, he ended up kicking so much ass at the arena that by the end of it, nobody wanted to fight him because they wouldn't make any money off the fight.
All Radish got was debt. Student debt.
But Cookie only ended up
Shadow.
with 1,056 gold at the end.
Oh,
Yeah, I think Shadow had about the same, which I'll just say he used to make his dojo.
All right.
He did up his lighthouse.
I
Anyways,
gave all my money over to Shadow.
Ellie, you was going to continue.
Baron. I think we should say Baron, because we haven't done Drom yet as well. The pen is an obvious one.
Yeah, the pen.
And also Poontang.
Every Poontang.
Poontang.
Every Poontang.
Poontang. Even when it didn't make sense.
Yeah, especially when it didn't make sense.
Yeah, no,
Like,
Baron was a great character.
the best RP moment for Baron was when he changed from like indignant asshole to
Hold up, when did he do that?
like to normal asshole, to just normal asshole.
Yeah, definitely. And his stuff with his sister as well, really heartfelt, and you could tell the like emotion in Rob's voice as he did that sort of stuff. So,
yeah,
that was really cool.
It's very sweet.
Probably the proudest moment for me, personally. I don't know if you guys remember this, but when we were in the Dragon Sparrow, and Baron had just found the weapon, and he wanted guidance. It was the first time Baron had spoken in the first
Oh yeah, I
person.
remember that. Yeah.
And everyone's reaction was like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "Yes, for me, I was proud of that because I was like, that was the reaction I wanted."
Yeah.
So that's one of my proudest moments with Baron was that because of the reaction it got. So
I just look. Thanks for pointing that out because I just noticed as Baron got better and better. Like he stopped calling himself the Baron.
The Baron,
and just referred to himself in first person.
I think 2 of you missed it though.
Missed what?
That part.
Oh, okay.
Because I think Will had to leave early for some reason. And Jacob fell asleep.
Jacob did fall
Yeah.
asleep.
Oh, that session, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. That was fantastic.
Oh gosh.
God, Callum was so angry at you.
Oh,
Can you imagine if he did that on stream?
Oh my god, could you imagine? I would have been angry with him then. Alright, Franz fell asleep on stream before. Poontang Super Cup, please. I wish we had the footage, Holly. I really do. But which deletes shit.
What a montage.
Thing about the Poontang thing as well.
Yeah.
The first time I said it was Holly who I'd mentioned that I was going to do it to Holly, and she kept like sort of egging me on, like fit away in, and then like just I was thinking to myself, I've got to do this at the most like sort of insensitive, like sort of offensive time. And it just so happens to be when Drom found out that the devil was like one of his like tribesmen.
Oh yeah.
And then Baron came out with the whole red Poontang.
Yeah, like Drum got really angry at you, and after you tried to cast that spell on him during the long rest, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And Drum was literally like, you try and cast a spell like that on me again, and I'll break your hands. And the thing is, Drum would have done it. He wouldn't have cared.
Alright, so that sort of segues us really well into Drom.
I liked early on in the campaign when he used to pick Baron up all the time. That was funny.
And he didn't like that. Oh, thank you, Holly. Baron's tent. Going back to Baron real quick. Baron's wank hut.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh jeez, can't believe that became a meme. But there you go.
There's also some of his polymorph key moments.
Oh yeah, most overpowered spell. I liked how he made Orcrin stunned for most of the fight.
Jesus, yeah.
Alright, so...
And yeah, but because of that, Drum got to slap Orcrin across the face.
So segue into Drom, because we've got to hurry up a little bit. Drom Pretty much everything to do with his family. His ending really hit me in the gut. Just seeing this big sort of gruff, chunky lad.
Him having to always, without question, when we were on the ship, had to break down every door, no matter what it was. He'd smash that thing down.
Drom was like, "Yes, finally, I can break things."
I liked when he attacked the hag.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah. We're all fine here. We're not going to fight, are we? No, we're all good. We're all good here. I throw my javelin.
Drom's speech at the Knoll fight was really good.
Yeah.
I feel like Drom was one of them characters that just got a lot better as he went on. And more fleshed out, rather. Yeah, I like that Drom had like this. Whilst he was like this big oafish giant, he also like clearly had this heart of gold underneath that, and he really cared for his friends and family. I just think Drom was a good character in general.
Thank you.
Good.
No, it's
Speaking
actually,
of
you know
anger,
what? Actually,
though.
speaking of that though, because it's actually so interesting. Because obviously, like me and Will, we were both there during your first session of D&D, I think ever. And like seeing how far Jacob has come as a D&D player, like what has it been, like a year and a half?
Yeah, roughly.
Has you've outgrown some of the negative tropes you had.
It's like it's not all of my hard work. It's like you guys have been helping me, giving me tips, and like keeping me steady and giving me reminders along the way.
Yeah, to be fair, I think you fell into Drom really quite well. Throughout the various characters that we have seen you play, Drom was extremely well done. That was really good by you, and it you seem to quite naturally get into it like every week. Like everyone has to have kind of a moment where you're like, right, okay, got to remember what my character's like and try and build yourself up to play that character.
For me, it felt like Drom was just a locked away part of Jacob somewhere in there.
Yeah, it did feel very natural and very flowy.
I'm not gonna lie, Drom does pop up every now and again in different characters. He's like, I'm back.
What's going to go with that next?
I know one of my favourites was him jumping off of Titan and Cookie to strangle a mind flare and knock him to the ground.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
Yeah. That was brilliant.
I also like the epilogue fights with Crash and Orcrin. Like the fact that just like that was his like thing that he did in his for the rest of his life, which
and
is
his
like
kids are like, yeah.
Drom was like, yes, more violence.
Yeah, I genuinely, I agonised over what I could, at the end of it, what I could potentially give to people, and I was just like trying to think of what I could give to Drom as a character, and I was just like, genuinely, since almost the first session, Jacob has always been like, let's fight, let's see who's the strongest, let's fight, let's see who's the strongest.
Perfect.
And so I was just like, yeah, fuck it, why not?
By the way, like every time I said that, I knew full well that if we ever was to fight, you would probably end up kicking my ass and one-shotting me.
I think that was the unfortunate OP build that I had, to be fair.
Going back to how much Jacob's grown as a player, he did not once ask Callum to switch characters or say he has an idea for when Drom dies or anything like that, which is like big for Jacob.
I cared about Drom. Like Drom.
That was very evident in the way you played it. Definitely.
After
you even wrote your own speeches.
After never getting to finish off certain character stories and not being able to explore them in Monday, like I very much wanted to see this through.
All right. Well,
There was a point though. One point that I was actually very impressed by was after the dragon fight. You actually went to me. You're not sure why Drom would want to continue going on, and he was actually considering maybe he should go.
Because
Which
he had.
I was
he
surprised
had,
by, to be honest.
He had his mountain back. He had his people were able to return home, and then after thinking and talking with Callum for a bit, John was like that little Goliath voice in my head was like, hang on, no, Drum cares about these people. Drum's made friends along the way. He's gonna stay and help.
Beer Brown just
And you
went,
made a
nah, fuck
promise
you
to
guys, I'm
Baron.
going back to my
Staying
forest.
in hell, the true
I
life.
think it's good that we went to Laelon directly after we finished the dragon, because that gave Drum sort of like a purpose to keep playing.
Yeah.
Keep traveling.
Sorry.
Right. Well, I think there is someone we've missed out, but don't worry about them. They're small and insignificant.
No, we're going to do that one.
I can't say, hey guys, what did you think of my character? It just seems a little
Alright,
bit
All right then.
self-conscious.
What do you guys think of
What did you
Radish?
think of
I'd say.
Radish?
I thoroughly enjoyed Radish.
Yeah,
Okay.
I really enjoyed Radish. Radish was everyone's best friend.
Except Baron.
I don't know. I do regret that Radish and Shadow didn't get much time together. I do regret that.
Gotta hand it over to Ellie for the voice.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah,
That must take its toll.
Honestly, I could just jump right into it straight away now. It's honestly not a problem. And that is a skill I will never need
Fire.
ever again.
Yeah, Jordan Ramsey.
Jordan
You're right,
Ramsey.
Holly.
You guys remember when Radish came out the back? You were like, "Where's Radish at the party?" And then she just come out dressed as a dwarf in a fucking chef's hat.
Shadow's just like, who is this dwarf?
I don't know who
The
this
whole
is.
ceremony thing for the Druid of Season thing and Radish's whole attitude about it was just absolutely hilarious. And when she finally decided to go for it, she was like, "Yeah, fuck it." Died laughing.
One of my favorite parts, and I'm not sure if you guys even remember this that well, but when Radish confronted Orcrin about how she's worried about Yin and Yang being evil,
Yeah,
even though she was horrendously wrong, I thought that was one of my best RP moments as her, because
I think that was the only time in the campaign where I was like, I'm actively considering if I have to go player to player combat wise.
Oh,
that was genuine. I was sat there. I was just like, especially with both Radish
Ellie
and
sweat-frogging.
Drom, bearing down on Orcrin and being like, these two fuckers, and Orcrin sat there being like, no, this is absolutely not true. And I think, Rob, I sent you. I was talking to you after the session, wasn't I? And I was just like, because I think you said something, and it almost fueled the fire. And I was like, I know this isn't true, but I can't
well,
I'm not able to get this across properly.
Ellie knew that Radish was wrong, but Radish didn't know that Radish was wrong. The reason why I was going for that route is because she was scared and worried, and so she was kind of irrational.
The reason,
and I was totally understanding that. I was sat there. I was just like, I've got to try and get this across without exposing
I realised that
myself
probably
or
posed
what
a
I have.
challenge for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh mate, I enjoyed it. It was great.
because Radish was friends with pretty much everyone. She was very much torn in between two sides of the conflict.
Yeah, definitely.
Because she was good friends with both people.
But my favorite thing playing Radish was probably the moment where she took Drom to her home.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Drom's favorite moment was that as well.
Because he was asking the entire campaign, "Oh yeah, what's your house like?" And she took it, and that's kind of that made me really emotional when I was role playing it. You could probably hear it in the fucking voice cracking.
Because it was like, all right, what can they bond over? Radish doesn't particularly like Radish is cocky, but she doesn't like violence that much. As
She's still a chromatic orb, but Baron.
as much as Drum does.
He very deserved it.
That was a big character moment actually for Baron, I think, when Radish basically yeeted him.
Well, if you keep calling a halfling a midget, eventually she's going to have enough.
Yeah, I know. But it stops to a certain extent Baron being like such a dick towards everybody else, like giving them like stupid nicknames and like insulting them and whatnot all the time. So, I mean, from Baron's perspective, like being like sort of knocked on his ass by Radish, who's obviously like
3 foot tall,
was kind of like so embarrassing that he kind of had to eat humble pie then. So yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Dron, the chocolate button. The fact that it was just a chocolate button.
Yeah. I liked the quick speech with Holly putting it in a meme with just the brown button.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you. That's very humbling.
There's one more thing with Radish I wanted to ask.
Oh, go on.
Well, not originally, but there was a point when you considered Radish a bit of a failure.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
When did that change?
I need to think about that because I don't really...
As in a failure of a character, not a failure at life.
I think it started to ramp up when she was able to start cooking meals for everyone. Then I felt like she had a bit more of a role in the party. I saw, like, in a community, the person who makes the meals is usually, like, the one that looks after everyone, And whilst Radish was sort of forced into, like, a healing role, which she didn't really enjoy, she realized that her calling was to look after people. Yeah, I guess it was around that time, but I think that also the lead up to fighting the dragon as well.
How did we forget the fucking flame blade moment? Shit, that's like one of Radish's best moments was the fucking flame blade.
That was
no Shinduru. You just like shoved it in the
what's really funny? I was planning that for a while, like even when we were on the way to the dragon up the mountain, and Radish started asking Orkrin how to do fire magic and stuff like that. Like she wanted to be like, "Am I doing this right?" But I think Orkrin was just like, "I'll show you later" or something like that, and she was like, "Now I'm doing it now."
Summons enormous flame claymore.
Yeah, so around that sort of time, it started ramping up. Yeah, when she was able to cook meals, and I got to flex my creativity a little bit with what she would cook for everybody.
You definitely got happier roleplay wise, or like after that started to happen.
It was a little bit heartbreaking when the friend she met at culinary school turned out to be a Balgura and immediately smashed her clean into a foot into the ground, which kind of sucked.
No, I mean, like that was a very different moment for Drum then, because Drum was like, "Yes, I get to finish my fight. Nobody's gonna separate us now, you bastard."
Radish was just like, "Skull Crusher, I thought we were friends."
Yeah, that was quite sad.
And Master
manipulator.
So to answer your question, yeah, after she learned that, and then sort of like the lead up to the fight with the dragon, yeah, that sort of time. Though I will say, now that I've just remembered, crit failing the sledding with the log that Drom pushed.
Oh fucking hell!
Fucking funny.
How dumb that entire encounter was. Just hurting yourself in various places trying to sled.
All right. So now that we've done all the characters and stuff,
I do actually have a
Go on.
question for Radish. Sorry.
yeah.
This is more so because I've literally just remembered it. Because at the time of talking about it, I was drunk.
Oh.
When because I know it wasn't mentioned. This is just my own little headcanon.
Yeah.
When back in like November time, after Orcrin had done his shit, was just like, I no longer need Muriel's necklace as I have achieved what I want to do with it, and I have it has kept me safe.
Yeah.
But
Forgot about
you
it a
have,
lot.
yeah, you have your thing that very clearly needs you, and you cannot rest until you're done with it.
Yeah.
And gave you the necklace as a kind of like
Token. Yeah. It was more of
token
a-
to be like, hold on to this until you complete your task and then pass it on.
Yeah.
Would Radish have passed it on?
I know exactly who Radish would have given that to.
Okay.
And it sort of segues into my next question that I was going to ask everybody. Stuff you never got to tell about your character.
Mm.
It never really got brought up, but the reason why Radish went adventuring in the first place is because she has a little sister who can't walk. And that was supposed to be like sort of the Tiny Tim heart-crushing moment. When if she ever goes back to Shun with the rest of the party, they'd see that. So I think she'd probably give it to her. And for the record, Radish was wearing that during the entire final fight. Like I equipped it specifically for as a thing. So yeah, it would probably go to her little sister, Carrot. As well as the scale that I took from the dragon was also for Carrot. We did sort of, I think me and Caleb sort of decided against showing Carrot too much because Wizards of the Coast did release those rules for disabled adventurers. And it would have felt a little bit tasteless to be like, oh look, Radish went out and saw the world because her little sister couldn't. Because evidently disabled people can go out and have adventures, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of glad we didn't go that route, but I still think it's sort of somewhat canon. She's also a lot younger than Radish. She's maybe about like 7 in human years, so she wouldn't have gone out anyway. But then like there was also the Chip thing, which was funny because I wrote him down as his name was Chips with an S at the end, and Callum just kept calling him Chip. I was like, no, this is fine. Yeah, no, I feel like we could have done something better with that, but yeah, I mean it had to be that way. So yeah, to answer your question. Would have gone to our system. Stuff you never got to tell about your character, guys. We'll start with Orcrin and we'll go down the list.
I mean, what
Gets notebook out.
If it's relevant to the next campaign, then don't say it.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot that I didn't want to, because I genuinely, when I started off this character, what I said to Callum was a basic idea, and I was just like, originally of Zariel, who was a fucking planetar of Lathander.
A bit for there.
Sorry.
You just start the sentence again. Sorry.
Yeah, so I wanted Orcrin to be a Azamar of Zariel, who was originally the planetar of Lathander, but being that she had fallen, but he would still be of her bloodline, he would be this sort of like tainted Azamar, if that makes sense. So kind of like still of an angelic bloodline. Or of the first layer of hell. So I was just like,
sure
okay,
when it was, but I remember one of the lines was, "I have the blood of Zariel."
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna take that literally.
Yeah, literally in like the thing that I was just like, oh, I just want him to be like, I have the blood of Zariel type deal.
Yeah.
And Callum was just like, oh, immediate plot point.
So what? He was kind of like the
he was kind of
Zariel, or
I think
Well, it was just like a normal
descendant.
Azamar until I changed it.
Yeah.
because I don't really
just
know much
like,
about Azamar lore or anything like that.
Just a very long distant bloodline relation to Zariel, and that he was like, because he grew up in a temple of, or grew up and then became a member of a temple of Malar, which was the god of the hunt, which is why he had such a strong need to hunt things and like gain trophies.
Yeah.
Which like kind of masked the way how he was of he wants to fight in the blood war. That kind of converted over into he must hunt things to kind of quench that bloodlust.
Okay.
Until he like found a token of Zariel and subsequently then started his adventuring and trying figuring out who he was.
That's cool.
He was very, very like basic. I was just essentially like, I want to create this like guy who starts off as a paladin and just converts over into a full blood war zealot. And that was the basic idea that I gave to Callum.
Was sort of planned from the beginning, was it?
Pretty much, yeah. I was just like, this is the sort of like character I want to make. But then I was just like, I got through, and depending on like factors, I was then going to decide if I wanted to carry on and like become a barbarian and become that sort of like blood war zealot, or if I wanted to actually continue through and the hunt was stronger, and then he would have like become more of a paladin.
Yeah.
But I think the first time I took a level in barbarian was whilst I had the lawful evil alignment.
Right.
And so I was just like, he would be going more so leaning into this sort of like zealotous behavior. So I then just carried on down that path.
Yeah, sometimes it makes sense, doesn't it? Like,
yeah, it was more so I literally created Orcrin as a concept and then somewhat made a story for him. But like all of that pretty much was Callum's control and was pretty fucking spectacular.
Yeah. Cool. Brand or Titan, anything you didn't get to explore with your character?
So with Titan, obviously that was literally Callum messaging me saying, right, so they've all gone to this other plane and they've pulled this card, so they're no longer, Brand's basically stuck. So I need you to quickly make a character, somewhat elemental, go. And we literally just had a quick phone call and I came up with, right, Titan, sounds like Triton. I'm liking this. His original name was Splash, which he never got to actually tell anyone because, as I've said, no one ever used to call him Splash, apart from his mama. Because he was so well known in the Colosseum thing, he was always known as Titan. And it was a literal, I'm just going to bash together a quick fighter. I've never done the most basic one, which is Champion. So let's make that and just see what happens. He's only going to be here for a little bit,
didn't he? Like,
oh my god, it was fantastic. I was well happy with it. And then with Brand, I was sort of my original concept with him was I wanted him more focused on the wild shape because his original point was he wanted to find the dragon to become a dragon. And then as the story went on, he sort of more cared about his animals, his forest, and was like, no, fuck this dragon, get rid of it. That's all I'm caring about right now.
He learned what was more important.
Pretty much, yeah. I was going to say, the only regret I have with Brand was he never got to meet Dimble in person. Or after Dimble left, he never got to meet him in person.
Oh, yeah.
Oof.
Because he kept seeing the owl, which I don't know if you guys realised afterwards was Dimble sort of helping direct. But he never actually got to fully meet Dimble again because Titan took over.
I like to think he was still fluttering around the shrine somewhere after the story.
I was going to say, I'm hoping so. It'd be quite nice. But yeah, no. I was going to say, yeah, because for most of them, I've sort of had a rough idea and I'm just like, I'm going to see what happens as the story progresses. Titan was literally just, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see what happens. This is brilliant.
That Titan definitely worked that way, though. I like that.
Yeah.
I
was happy with it.
Shadow, anything that wasn't explored while we played, or?
Well, I've been over the bit where I trained Cookie how to be a thief. That was that was probably the biggest secret.
Maybe like backstory stuff. Because like Shadow seemed unaware that his master was still alive.
He just he left the monastery to go on the quest to kill the dragon as kind of repentance, I suppose, for like his life of crime before joining the monastery.
Oh, okay.
And like he still ended up being like a bit of a criminal while training there.
That's cool.
So Kaimana was like, right, you must prove, yourself by doing a good deed for all of the world, or the local area, and getting rid of the dragon. So he did that, and then he ended up becoming a criminal anyway. So yay!
I think that's kind of poetic, though, in a way.
Like he just ended up being like a good-hearted criminal who liked fucking with
Now
people.
that you mentioned that, I remember
Robin Hood.
I remember something. You guys heard it when Radish was getting inducted properly into the Druids of Season. Where they fucked up and they didn't know it was a dragon causing the everlasting winter on the Sword Coast.
Yeah.
That was my plan from the very beginning. That was what I told Callum. Like, that was why is your character going to fight a dragon? And I was just like, yeah, it was a mistake.
Brilliant.
And we killed it anyway.
So,
twice.
Was there anything with Cookie?
Yeah.
Callum?
What, secrets?
Yeah, secrets.
Cookie's
Muriel
catchphrase
didn't
towards the end of
awaken.
it was secrets.
Yeah.
Wait,
he
what?
has so many secrets.
What did Callum just say?
Muriel wasn't the one who awakened him.
Oh, shit! Who did?
Oh my god.
She is only a level 3 druid.
Was it Beerbrands? Did he time travel?
Was it Dimble?
Was it actually the one that Beerbrands awakened at the end of the campaign? And then he sent him back in time and it became...
Oh my god, that'd be incredible.
Yes, it was Dimble.
Was it really?
Oh, it was Dimble.
No, it wasn't Dimble.
Oh.
Okay. Was it Jib?
No.
Definitely Jib.
Why would it be Jib?
I don't know. Who was it?
What would it be?
You might find out in the next one.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, it was Graham.
All right. So Baron, anything we didn't get to? It is break time, so let's speed through these quickly.
Fuck, it's 10 o'clock already.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll try and keep it brief then. A lot was said, obviously, about Baron's original reasons for wanting to kill the dragon, one of which was to rebuild his family's reputation. But not a lot was actually explored into how his family's reputation was ruined in the first place.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody remembers, but when
False claims and shit, didn't they?
You'll along those lines, yeah. So I don't know if you guys remember, but when we first went to the manor, William,
Baron's dad, yeah.
Baron's dad, was
what his name
calling
was.
himself
Rest in peace.
Sir. Was calling himself Sir William von Trout.
Yeah.
Now that title was actually dubbed to him in mockery. And the reason why that was because he'd actually made a petition for himself to become a Knight of the Realm to like sort of up his status. But the problem is that he hadn't actually done any deeds to like defend Neverwinter or had ever been in any like sort of real combat situation. So a lot of the nobles like sort of made fun of him for that because like obviously he was trying to claim a position which was never really rightfully intended to be his. He never earned it. And then another point about William was that and this is obviously not going to be a huge shocker, but his wealth wasn't earned at all. It was inherited, and he actually was in a legal challenge for the inheritance because his older brother, which I didn't give a name or mention because I didn't think he was that important to Baron's story, he was basically left off the will because the father wanted to give William the inheritance. So the older brother essentially made a challenge against this. And despite like having the wealth to like fight the challenge, like he was going around essentially like sort of pleading for donations to help fight his defense. So he did a lot of shit essentially that brought like sort of shame to himself and to like the family. So a lot of his arrogance was actually masked through a lack of severe self-confidence due to not having like sort of any real role.
Yeah, I think that kind of came across that sort of self-confidence.
Like father, like son, Baron essentially had the same problem.
Yeah.
Also, I never intended Baron to end up becoming where he was. I'd never thought he would be like a character that would like ever like sort of change his ways. But certain story implications made it so that happened. Thanks, Callum.
Yeah. Drop.
You're welcome, mate. I'll kill any other characters you love.
So Drum really like he all of his story was explained. He never really lied or held anything back because he never really needed to. But when Drum was first made, like at the beginning of this campaign, it was said that like all you need is a race class and a reason why you're fighting the dragon. So I was like, all right. So I knew I wanted to play a barbarian. I knew I wanted to play a Goliath because I never got to finish off my other. I never got to finish off my other Goliath.
Should we mention that about the your original Goliath barbarian at our pub club?
Yeah,
Pub club.
This random dude ended up cutting off my original Goliath barbarian's head, and he wasn't even part of the full mission. It was literally like, oh hi, I'm going to be with you on the final mission, and then he ended up siding with the big bad at the end of the mission. And yeah, I had to defend
Jacob,
my wizard friend.
I'm genuinely surprised you didn't snap that dude's neck because I fucking would have.
No, it was when I first started. So like,
I did not know that's why you stopped playing him. I just thought he died because of
he got player killed.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm surprised that was allowed. Like honestly,
he was like,
yes.
I was level 3 and he was level 5, and I couldn't even touch him.
Yeah, which I think alone is quite something because like joining the pub on the first night and being level 5. And then just killing someone that you've never met
why
before.
would you turn up and just kill another player's character? That's such a dick move.
So
it's like being a halfling rogue and just doing shit, isn't it? It's crazy.
Yeah. So
hey, don't you just Tom?
Yeah, Tom died for our sins.
Tom Yellowbelly, he did. I love
that
indeed. Over time, me and Callum started talking, and I was like, all right, so Goliaths are a mountaineering faring race, and Callum was like, all right, okay, there are these mountains. They're called the sword mountains.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, okay, like I'll use that in the name. And that's how the Shatter Sword tribe was born. And essentially, after thinking, Drum became this like Braveheart kind of warrior who like spent his days early on just defending his home and fighting strong creatures and stuff like that. And then he just developed over time into this like recluse guy who from this recluse guy who just only knew Goliaths to expanding his tribe and bringing his tribe into the world of Neverwinter.
Cool. Other than that, I think like we can sort of end the questions there, so that we can have a break, and then after the break we'll do our little little bit of playing.
So just one quick point about Baron. I never wrote into his backstory that he wanted to become king.
Oh, okay.
That was
It wasn't an option at the time.
I would like to close out this sort of like little Q&A sort of thing with fucking well done and thank you, Callum, for such a great
Yeah,
that was
thank
very
you.
well done. That was an
It's
excellent
cool.
Yeah, very
campaign.
true.
campaign. It was
yeah, it was
something I'll never forget, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
And
Definitely
so,
one of
That
them.
purchase in Canada because I wanted the dice was worth it.
Very much so.
funny how
No,
weird
we-
things
we
happen
will-
like that.
Even though the campaign's finished, we will always be the Dragon Slayers.
Fuck yeah, we will. And Hydra Slayer.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Technically, Frank's character is the Dragon Slayer times 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll be back very shortly with a little taster of a new campaign, which will start fully next week. But yeah, break time, everyone. Be up big. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm in the middle of playing Mario
Hello.
Kart and it went silent. I was like, what the fuck is that?
And
We're
we're
back.
streaming.
We're
Shush.
back.
Welcome back to the stream. We're super professional. Wiki, yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wiki word. Right.
Beautiful,
Hold on.
everyone.
Let me change the stream information. So Icewind
We got
Dale.
what does that say?
starter.
Womes.
Oomst.
Certainly looks very
Oops,
icy.
the fuck.
Oomst.
Why is this? No.
Wiki word.
Right, there we go. I've updated the
Now.
information now.
Wiki word in the chat, everyone.
Okay, so Callum, take it away.
Yes. Oh, yeah, it's a session 0, isn't it?
Yep.
It do be that way, yeah.
God, how do I start this? All right, well, let's just start off with some rules to go through.
Mm.
So,
Makes sense.
obviously, there's going to be a bit more survival aspects in this one, but I'm not having injuries still because
Mhm.
I don't
I'm
like
very
them,
sorry, Callum.
really. Just in general, though, because sometimes it does work, but other times it doesn't, and it can ruin it for some people.
Mm.
Again, very sorry.
However, rations and whatnot
Right.
will be used this time.
Oh god.
But I'm not going to say, all right, it's the end of the day. You forgot to tell me you got rations. I'll just say at the end of the day, if you haven't eaten something, just to cross one off.
Okay.
So don't worry if you forget. If you haven't already, write down that you got warm clothes. You start with that.
Ah,
Okay.
yeah, good point.
Closed.
I did forget that.
Design the warm clothes however you like.
Mhm.
I'm going to presume you're wearing them when walking around outside of town.
Yeah.
Unless there is an exception.
Didn't we have snowshoes as well?
They come with cold weather clothing, I believe.
Yeah, I think
Like
they come with
leather
the
boots
warm
and gloves.
clothing.
Yeah, it says it. For the record, people using D&D Beyond, it's clothing, comma, cold weather in the
Okay.
Yeah, I just had to look that up.
Cheers.
Good. You've all got your secrets, so that's good.
Yeah, we are using some.
If your secret's revealed, don't tell people that your secret's actually revealed.
Mm.
Okay.
Because this will allow some people to pretend that their secret's revealed if they wanted to. Seem fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you think you've discovered someone's secret, there might be a chance you didn't. And they're fucking with you.
But we're free to call people out in character, right?
Of course. Of course, there's just not going to be any ding, you have unlocked his secret.
Okay. Cool.
I can't think of any other rules particularly that's different. And what do you guys think of flanking? Do you still want flanking or not?
I don't mind flanking.
I
Flanking
don't think
is
we really
very-
used it that much, did we?
It's
I
important.
did.
It's important to the way I'm going to be fighting. So I like flanking.
And we're now taking it out. You don't tell the DM that, Jesus.
I like
It's
flanking.
it's
I think
right.
it's a nice rule.
But I'm just going to leave it as a vote if you want it or not. I don't mind either way.
I'm a
Should
favourite.
do it on Discord
Why not?
with emojis.
To be fair,
That sounds like a great way to derail the night.
me and Jacob so far are for it.
I'm for it as well. I don't see
Ellie.
why not.
Lewis,
I can't see why not.
Frank.
I'm not fussed. Either
Franking.
way.
I feel like that's already a majority.
Yeah, we got it on the fourth person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you care
Fair
that
enough.
much about it, Rob? Or
No, I quite like it.
okay, cool.
I was just checking because every now and then it comes up and it doesn't. Sometimes we forget, sometimes we don't. So I thought, we'll ask if it still wants.
Mhm.
Was there anything in particular you wanted to ask for the campaign?
Oh yeah. Whose secret do you think is going to be revealed first?
Oh, Frank's.
Oh, okay. I didn't expect it to be that easy, but all right, cool.
I feel like there's some bias here, as Callum knows all the secrets.
True.
Well, I might be wrong. He might hide
Or have I just
so
paid
well
Callum to
that
say
the campaign
this?
doesn't even show it.
Like it's not entirely certain because again it depends on the player and who RPs and like how they RP.
True. Still think it's Frank's.
I'll go with Rob.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, you're going to go with Rob. All right, well, we're all doing this now. Go on, guys.
Yeah, I think it's Alice.
Yeah.
I feel like you can't really gamble on yourself because that feels like it can be very easily.
All right.
First game.
All right.
Hey guys, this is my secret.
Yeah, I reckon it will either be Jacob or Rob.
Interesting. Okay.
No,
right now, Rob's not going to.
Don't worry. Once I've got my fix and I can start talking and explaining what my character looks like and what he is, then I will shut up and I won't reveal my secret.
Okay. So I guess what's next, Cal?
Next up is different mechanics that can occur in here. You can die in any water here.
Fair enough.
Ouch.
That makes sense.
As in, it's got freezing cold and can give you exhaustion if you fail checks, if you're in there too long.
For people who don't know, I think it's 6 exhaustion. Yeah, after 6 exhaustion or on 6 exhaustion,
you die.
You die.
If only there was a
and if you
garden
don't
with
have your warm
exhaustion
clothing
beams.
when going around blizzards, it's the same thing.
And for each exhaustion, you do get like debuffs, like disadvantage on ability checks and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
water bad.
Water, or if you see water like a lake or something, don't think I'm going to go swimming because you might die.
Okay.
Cool. Dip a toe in first.
And this is all things your character would know.
With water, say if we've fallen, if we're wearing winter clothing and then we fall into the ice, would we have to find our way to warm ourselves up quickly?
Yes. So there's actually a part in it where if you don't change your wet clothing, you could still be affected by it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
It also says that on the winter clothes description that they only protect you as long as you're not wet, basically.
Are there any other survival mechanics like that, like changing out of wet clothing and stuff like that, that we should know about?
I don't believe so. Nothing in particular. Like, obviously there's the blizzards, but that's more of getting lost than the cold weather itself.
Will we have some kind of like list so we know what's active and what we need to like do to survive?
You can think about it before you go into the area and see if you're correct.
Okay.
So if you're about to go across a lake,
I think what
bring a spare
say
clothing.
We're dealing with a harsh environment and we should plan every step.
So treat it as real life winter survival as possible, guys.
Yeah. Bear Grylls, drink your own
Speaking of survival, there's a lot of quests in here that can be very dangerous for characters of certain levels, and you can go to any of them, and I'm going to freely let you go wherever.
Oh no.
Nice.
So if you feel like something seems like too much, don't be afraid to go the other way.
Like that.
Yeah.
Lewis is like, why did I play my fast character in the previous game?
I feel like we've finished the tutorial level and now we're on our own.
Yeah.
Yeah. That includes some of the beginning quests.
Why won't the difficulty go back to normal?
Please turn it down.
This is
we played a bit of Skyrim, now we're on to Dark Souls.
I think that's all the like rule sets things. So it's just information now that you will know. Everyone will know. So obviously the land is basically a tundra. This is due to the goddess who we now know is a child of Tentorum, Auril, the goddess of winter. The people of 10 Towns are trying to appease her to make it not as blizzardy, I guess you could say. Sacrifice different things depending on what they're able to, sacrifice. So the bigger towns, like the capital, Bryan Shander, would sacrifice people. Somewhat smaller towns that have a lot of food will sacrifice food. And then the ones that have next to nothing would sacrifice comforts like warm clothes. A lot of people, originally I thought they would try and take out anyone that they think is different. Most of them just look at you weird. But monstrous races, like if an orc went into town, 99% of the time they're going to get rushed out. But Duragar's in like the grey area.
So the more scary and funny looking you are, the more racism you'll get, guys.
It's a lot of a trust thing. They've basically got to put everything into survival. And anything that could question that survival is a danger. That's not to say that towns are all angry people that hate everyone. There's a lot of them that are really friendly. But you notice the town that struggles the most has the most aggressive people.
All
right.
Other little things. There's lots of tribes people outside of the town. This can include normal tribesmen that could be humans and elves, to bands of orcs that attack people traveling, to just goblins or kobolds.
Oh joy.
Oh joy indeed. I don't believe there's anything else major aside from the towns that you started in that you would need to know.
Okay.
Unless you have a question.
Anyone have a question?
Nope.
No questions? Awesome. Then we can move on to the 10 towns itself. If you could show the 10 towns for those who can't see it.
Which would you like? That one?
What one? Am I meant to look at Discord or Twitch?
Twitch.
I think that is about right, the 10 towns there.
Yes. But, can everyone see the pictures with all the actual towns?
It's in in-game info as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, Lewis, Will, you've got the actual map itself.
Yeah.
So you can just look at that. So you have to pick one of those towns, and it will decide your beginning mission. Pick one.
What, just randomly?
Well, some of you guys know stuff about 5 of the towns, so obviously you can think about that. There are places on the town that you might think, oh, that looks funny, we might want to go there, etc., etc.
I want to go Tourmaline or Tourmaline because it looks like it's a decent size.
Oh, that's the point. Should I just say the 10 towns, actually?
Well, you can.
There's the capital, Bryan Shander. There's East Haven. There's Bremen. There's Targos, not Argos, Targos. Lonelywood, Tourmaline, Dogenhole, Goodmead.
Lonelywood has a funny
name. Denaval, and Caer Connig?
Yeah.
Lonelywood does have a funny name, and that makes me want to pick it.
Caer Connig.
But Tourmaline does have a cool gem mine, which could be good money.
I want to go Tourmaline because it's a nice size. It has a bit of everything, like some water, a forest, and like the size of it. It looks like it should be decent enough to to start off, and maybe we'll be able to get most of the stuff we would need there as a starting party.
That said, though, does good mead
Exactly.
actually have good mead? Because that's a
It does have a mead hall.
Ooh.
Oh,
Frank
just
is
looking at the mead
immediately
hall.
just like, ooh.
In Jacob. Tourmaline. Is that where your character's from?
No,
That sounded very guilty.
That did
I'm
sound
not-
very guilty.
I'm not. Like, even if you do guess where my character's from, I'm still gonna say no.
Yeah, but your no didn't sound very strong. Wasn't like a definitive no. So
Maybe
Tourmaline.
I meant it like that.
Tourmaline
Maybe.
looks fairly interesting.
I say we do
Dineval
Tourmaline.
looks fairly interesting. It's got a ruined watchtower, which
Ooh.
pretty funky.
even zoom in, to be fair. I need to save this picture.
But what about Targos? It's like Argos,
Only
But
with
tar.
tar.
but with a T.
Yeah, I do.
Which
hope
town did you
Targos.
say was the centre?
Why Targos?
Brindshire.
Looks like a decent size, but it's not quite one of the biggest ones.
On
Yeah.
the
So that
map,
means we still get to have like the Neverwinter moment when we go to like the big city.
Yeah.
on the map,
But it's also, it looks defensible, so we're not going to have Phantom where it gets fucking overrun and destroyed while we're not there.
That's true.
on the map, the town that looks like at the very centre is Brindshire.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the capital.
We don't want to go to the capital.
It is
I'm gonna start with the capital.
the biggest. Big.
We don't want to go to the big
Targos
capital
is just outside of it.
straight away.
Tourmaline's quite a big town.
Could do Lonelywood.
Tourmaline
It's
is,
near
I believe,
Tourmaline.
It's a
Full
large
quiet.
town, yeah.
Lonelywood also seems kind of like small, and therefore it would be a good starting position, just because.
Oh, and a little thing because of the index. You see on the big map with all the towns, the white ones are small towns, the black ones are slightly bigger.
Yeah, I think we should start in a small town rather than a.
Yeah. I'm going for Caer Dineval. Because that ruined watchtower. Ooh, that looks interesting.
All right, let's go. I'm happy with that one.
If we're going small town, I vote Lonelywood.
I'd say Lonelywood as well, actually.
What? So
We got 2 for Lonelywood.
Or
That will
Devon's
make us
Hole.
a split of
I don't
3.
even see the watchtower you're talking about, Will.
It's literally the bottom of Caer Dineval, beneath the third
I
dock.
see it now. Yeah, I see it. Interesting.
Anyone want to roll a d10? We all just roll it, see what the most picked number is, and we go to that town. Doesn't matter where it is.
Yeah, all
That
right.
is not a good way to say
Nice.
it.
5.
All right, so
So
what
it's
we got so
Lonelywood.
far? We got, what is it? 1 for Caer Dineval, 2 for Lonelywood.
I think it was me and Ellie for Caer Dineval.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
2.
All right,
I said
2 for that, 2 for Lonelywood. We've got 2 people left. Both picked one other town together.
Amazing.
I mean, the
I
D10
think
just
I'll-
said Lonelywood, so.
I think I'd go for Caer Dineval as well, because it does look interesting.
Callum's just sweating,
Lonelywood
knowing that
to
there's a
me-
fire giant nearby.
Lonelywood to me feels like it's either going to be like Ellie said, or that one is going to have like a really difficult quest.
It's either going to be like
Lonelywood-
easy
See
start.
it in between.
Yeah.
Easy
Lonelywood
start
looks
or
like-
really, really difficult start. I can't see an in between.
Looks like a little
that one.
fishing village, though. It should be alright.
Okay, if this were a Pokemon map, Lonelywood would be Pallet Town. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
It seems cozy and comfortable, as opposed to something like Argos that looks kind of closed in and hostile.
Fuck it, let's go for Lonelywood. It's got a little wood nearby.
You
Go on,
got
I'll switch my
Dovin's
vote.
Hole. Starts with a
Alright.
small town. The next one along's a small town.
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's go Lonelywood then. If that's what people are thinking. Let's go Lonelywood.
Okay.
Lonelywood's your final answer?
Yeah, I guess. Let's do this.
Fair enough. funny
Uh-oh.
stuff, the person that messaged me.
All right,
All right, so Lonelywood is your beginning town. Can you make it bigger, Ellie, just because it seems emphasis?
I can do better than that.
You're going to make the entire screen Lonelywood.
Nope. I've preloaded all the maps in one by one. Look at that.
No.
Yeah, it's in color as well.
Yes, it is.
Ooh. Ooh.
Wait.
Let's see.
Where is it? Ah, there it is. Beautiful Lonelywood.
Okay, so that's a scale of 500 feet. So Shadow could cross that town in
8 rounds.
We call for Shadow for help from all the way in Neverwinter, and he arrives within maybe about a minute and a half. All of the chat was saying Lonelywood as well.
Well, if it was the chat's decision.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lonelywood it is.
Give the people what they want.
It does
Yeah.
have quite a nice name.
All right, so Lonelywood will be the beginning.
It sounds comfortable, like the sort of place your nan would live.
Yeah.
For the sake of RP, can we say we start in the morning?
No, we
I've
start
already
midnight.
decided what it is.
What? So we've got Morningwood.
Oh!
That's in Fable.
Yeah, it is actually.
So, what's going to happen now is there's this man named Graham Greyhand. Was it Graham Greyhand?
Grey,
Yes.
for sure.
Already forgotten his name.
Yeah, no, I thought that, Lewis. I was like, oh.
So, Graham Greyhand is, imagine this rather old human, grey hair, rather short. He looks like he's got quite a few battle scars across his body. Throughout the little story thing for this session 0, we're going to just have him visit certain towns that certain people are in and have you join a group to make bounty hunters, which you have no choice but to accept, otherwise you're not in the campaign.
Wow, this really doesn't fit with my character, Callum. Make a new one.
That's awesome.
Well, too bad then.
All right.
So yes. But bounty hunting, that doesn't necessarily mean you're hunting down people with bounties. It could be all sorts of jobs.
Mandalorian thing.
Yeah.
From helping a little lady go across the street to killing creatures that are dealing a problem for a town to just getting somebody from town to town. Little escort. Or literally picking up flowers.
Adventuring.
Yes. But now it sounds cool.
Okay.
Probably. So, we'll start this off in Lonelywood, shall we? So, Graham is sitting in his wooden cabin, a little bit into the forest, not quite right next to the town of Lonelywood, and he's reading the classic Icewind Dale or 10 Towns newspaper.
Oh.
Called.
Okay. What's it called?
The 10 Town News.
Oh,
Very simple.
Should have
Weekly.
been 10 Tanner News.
Where's their printing press?
I thought it was going to be
10
like the Daily Telegraph or something like that.
Is there printing press
The
outside of the
Daily
10 Towns?
Telegraph.
That'd be
I
really
like
fun.
that. We'll go Daily Telegraph. He's reading the Daily Telegraph that changes weekly. Some interesting notes. Yep, that's right. Daily changes weekly.
All right. Notes are
He was
already
reading
being
about. Yeah, I know, right? He was reading about some of the researchers in Brian Shander, apparently discussing the meteorite that landed in the spine of the world. They're not sure what happened there, and they want to do an expedition, but currently they're just going to theorize because they're a little worried about going there. There also seems to be a worry about a noble son who seems to be getting sickly over time, and the doctors don't know why. There also seems to be a little bit about the monster of Mare Duladon, which, by the way, is the lake connected to 4 of the towns. Bremen, Targos, Tourmaline, and Lonelywood. Finally, in the world news, apparently the Von Schouts are going to have a party. Good for them. I don't know why they couldn't think of anything else to put in this newspaper.
Oh, well, that gives us a timeline at least.
It's at this point he notices, we'll say it's his son, returning home in the morning. Jacob, can you describe to everyone what your character looks like as he enters back home?
God, I've got chills.
Hello, my name is Larkin Greyhand, and I am a human. And currently he is very kind of tired. You see him stretching, and he's kind of like dragging his feet as he's walking through town. He's wearing leather armor with fur trim. It looks okay, but it's kind of beaten up. He's got like a sack on his back for like as like a bag. He's quiver on his hip, and he's got a very unique looking redwood longbow on his attached round his round his chest. You know, when you've got like the string on the front and then the wooden bit on the back. And he's currently walking through town, about to walk into to his father's house. And if you look in game info, his one second.
On the overlay, of course.
If you look in game info, I am posting a picture of what he looks like.
Wonderful.
Very nice.
Cool.
He has dark ginger hair and blue eyes.
Like that, but ginger.
Yeah, like that, but ginger.
I can change the color if you'd like.
You can if you want to, but you don't need to do it now.
Okay.
All right. So as Larkin returns home, you're going to see just Graham get up and go, welcome back, Larkin.
You
How'd
said
the
you
job
wanted...
go?
Oh, it's fine. I still haven't been able to find anyone. It's kind of getting difficult now.
Yeah, it has been, what is it now? A month? You know I want to retire, right?
Yeah, I know. Like, I think I've been doing fine by myself. Like, but you said I need people with me. I mean, I think I'm ready, but okay.
Listen, even if you are ready by yourself, you don't want to live life as a lone wolf.
Fine.
That's better. Right, look at this. And he's going to hand you a piece of paper. I want you to meet me on this day at the Lucky Liar, 12 o'clock. Got it?
Yeah.
I've got a job for you.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, and by the way, I'll be back with... I'm going to try and gather a few people, as you're not doing too well at it.
Thank you. Like, I've been trying, but you know how I am with people.
I am well aware. That's why I'm doing this myself.
I mean,
Don't
capture
worry,
a few
I've got a
people.
good keen eye for people.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
So Graham leaves to start off his journey to quickly find some interesting individuals to work with Larkin. And boy, oh boy, are they interesting. He starts off by traveling to Tourmaline. The first person he has in mind works at a place called the Bottle of Wonders. But along the way, he hears some chime sounds. As he looks over, he sees... Well, Ellie, what does he see?
he sees a unique character, someone that appears to be around 8'6", I believe I put it as. Let me double check. No, just 8 foot. 8 foot.
8'6".
Crouched over a tiny painting easel, facing the lake. They appear to have blonde hair with pink tips, big fluffy ears, and strapped to their back is a giant paintbrush. They are a furbolg. She wears sort of like a big red and green dress. Hold on. You may laugh. It's fine if you laugh. When I put the picture in chat. There it is. Fucking take it forever because it's literally about 40 layers that I slaved over.
Oh,
nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
I encourage you to zoom in on it because the actual paint has texture.
Oh, it does. I like that.
Her name is Lacey, last name withheld. And
Strange last name.
because I couldn't think of one.
Lacey withheld, got it.
And she sort of crouched over this painting easel, painting with a smaller paintbrush, not the big one, and just like really getting a little much in tune with nature, I suppose. Sort of enjoying her surroundings. Definitely hasn't noticed Mr. Greyhat. I've forgotten his name. Graham. There we go.
Well, Graham sees this individual and thinks to himself, I don't normally see their kind around here.
So,
As
oh, sorry. One thing I forgot to mention
go ahead.
is she's quite clearly an albino furbolg.
Okay.
So that's why her colours are like that.
I thought as much. She was very
Yeah.
pale and the red eyes.
Yeah, that was the idea behind it. So
My favourite part are the red eyes.
So Graham walks over to you. Hello there, miss.
here comes the character voice. You're right there.
Sorry, you're cutting out a lot there. I can't gather what to say.
I said you're right there.
I'm doing rather well, miss. May I ask what you're doing there?
Well, it's paint. I'm painting, obviously. I mean, can you bloody see that?
Oh. Oh, yes, I can. I'm just a little surprised, is all. Not many people around here have time for their hobbies like that. In fact, most people don't even see this place as, well,
Yeah, well,
artistic.
I don't get out much.
Well, you've got a good eye. This is one of the best towns for scenery.
Yeah, that's why I chose it, almost. I mean, what?
So where are you from? Obviously not around here.
No, I'm from a little bit far off.
Ah. Did you travel here by yourself?
She sort of stares for a moment. It's like, yes, I did.
You kind of see him like raise his eyebrows a bit. It's like, really?
This is supposed to be a Welsh accent. Help me.
I quite like the accent you've gone with.
It's supposed to
Or
be
trying
Welsh.
to do.
It's supposed to be Welsh.
It sounds more Irish.
All right. Well, I'll just sort of deal with it.
So does this mean
It's
you're able to
Non-distinct
defend yourself,
British.
miss?
Sorry. Say
Just
again.
getting to this town is quite a challenge.
She sort of looks left, looks right. I can handle myself.
Oh, good.
Mostly.
Just imagining this like 6-foot dude looking up to this 8-foot monster with like a paintbrush and being like, "Oh, you're too fragile to be out here."
I try not to get myself into a fight, but sometimes it cannot be avoided.
He saw a key word there, not try to get into a fight.
Was it fight?
No, it's the not gonna. Well, miss, I have a proposition. I know this comes out of nowhere, but I have a good eye for, let's call it talent.
Oh, you want
Would
to
you
buy
be
one of my paintings,
interested?
do you? I've got a
He
few
actually
I
stops
made
there for a
earlier.
moment, thinks. Maybe someday, miss.
Very well, very well.
I'm actually going to be starting up a little group that can do, well, they call it bounty hunting, but it's just a job searches, really.
Oh no.
If you've got nothing else to do, would you be interested in joining?
Thanks for a moment. Hands to her chin.
If it helps you decide, there's plenty of beautiful places that can be found, but
You son of a
sometimes
bitch,
it's
I'm
a
in.
bit dangerous to get to. Oh, well, excellent. Then please come to...
I'm in. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If that's
Would you
okay.
like to shake on it then, miss?
If that's okay.
I'm the one who asked you.
Gives her hand. Or paw, I guess? They have kind of like furry features.
It's a bit of both.
Yeah, and just sort of like gives him the most hand crushing handshake he's ever had.
You notice he's got quite a firm grip on it as well, but he's like squinting a little bit.
Interesting.
Good grip on you there, miss. Well, I'll meet you in Low.
And you too, Mr.
Graham.
Graham.
Yes.
I will remember.
Good. Can't wait to see you there. As he
Happy off we need to
continues
finish
on his job. You've got a couple days. You'll be...
You can't rush art.
I'm not telling you to.
I say as this picture took me literally about 2 weeks.
I knew those were his.
Those subtle hints.
Oh yes.
So he continues on to his actual destination. At first, a place called the Bottle of Wonders. You may notice it's not on the map of Lonelywood. For that, looks at Frank. Graham goes into the building, which seems to be a type of apothecary. He seems to be talking to the man at the called Rickard, not Richard, Rickard. A human male. He is not here for shopping though. He's actually here to ask for his. Rickard a little confused, but calls for. Nah. He calls for his son. Frank, can you come down and name your character and whatnot?
Indeed, I can. So, from the back of the shop, Graham is presented with a much larger figure than his father, Rickard. He's got a much more greenish hue to his colouring, as he noticed that he is indeed a half-orc.
Ooh.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Oh, look at him.
Presented with he is wearing a hat in the shop as well. It's almost part of his work gear.
What was his name? Just so I could put on the overlay, I forgot.
His name is Narf.
Narf.
The librarian.
You're missing a nibble there.
Has he got a pet rat named Pinky?
He does not, unfortunately.
Oh.
He has a broom currently as he's sort of sweeping. As he then comes forward to meet Graham.
Narf. Correct?
Yes, I am Narf. Is something I can help you with?
Oh, actually, yes, there is. Do you mind just coming with me out the shop for a moment?
He sort of turns to his dad.
He kind of like shrugs his shoulders. It's like, go ahead.
He keeps hold of his broom as he comes out the door. Yes, is there something I can help you with?
Well, as you probably know, I've been here a few times, never properly introduced myself. You know, obviously,
Yeah,
I'm
you're a
already
good
named Graham.
customer, yes, yes. Usually my father did. Hmm?
I've seen you every now and then. You have some talents, don't you?
That I do, that I do. There's not trouble at the mine now, is there? I've been waiting for an opportunity to help out.
At the mine? No, I don't think there's any trouble at the mine currently.
No,
Looks at camera.
no.
Actually,
so what brings you here?
do you remember sometimes I come in here, not very often, he doesn't always join me. My son comes with me sometimes.
Larkus, Limmy, some begin with L, I believe.
Larkin.
Limmy.
Larkin, yes, good lad, looks strong.
Yes.
I've got a new nickname.
Quite a strong lad he is.
Yes.
Well, as you can see, I used to be extremely strong, but not as much anymore. I am kind of going into retirement, but I don't kind of wish for him to work alone, I'm sure you're aware. Or you already getting an idea where I'm going with this,
A little bit, yes, yes. You better not be asking for a discount. We don't do discounts.
Not asking for a discount.
Okay, I'm more interested.
I'm actually wondering if you'd like to not quit your part-time job here, but perhaps work with my son and a few others. Do a few jobs as a bounty hunter.
Ooh, that sounds interesting. I like that.
Yeah?
Ooh. Yes, I could. Yes, I'm sure Father won't mind. My cousin's helping out nowadays, and I've been waiting for an opportunity to do something, step out into the world. I quite like the sound of this, yes.
All right, well. He kind of gives you the same piece of paper because I don't want to remind everyone every time. Meet me at Lonelywood, here, 12 o'clock on the dot.
Lonelywood, the Lucky Liar, 12 o'clock. Excellent. Oh, I best get packing.
Yes. If you don't mind, I'm just going to leave now.
Yes, of course. Go collect your other friends. I've got busy stuff to do.
As he's leaving, and Narf probably goes in to tell his father, you just hear a, what? After this, it takes a bit of time for him, but he travels quite a distance to the east. He checks a lot of the towns, but none of them had anyone that kind of catches his eye until he heard about a rumor of somebody in Goodmead. Somebody who's recently showed up. So he traveled to Goodmead to a abandoned church that, unfortunately, ever since the all real winds affected the country, has no longer really been active. In the abandoned church, he kind of enters and he sees, well, Will, who does he see?
So you see likely huddled over a little fire in the back of the church. A person wearing fairly nice but fairly worn warm clothes, various cloaks pulled over and keeping them warm. They appear to be clutching what looks like a large book with lots of like paper and instruments hung around their belt. And quite noticeably, they're wearing a almost like a helmet, which appears to have a little gap around the mouth and under the chin, but from basically where the nose ridge is, there is a series of almost like rhomboid-shaped glass plates that come to a point behind their head that just entirely covers over the top of their face and behind their head. And they would be sat just huddled in front of the fire.
Graham tried to very quietly walk in and just goes, "You know, sir, this ain't the warmest of places to live. If you get here in some of the badder times, you probably will freeze to death."
True, but it's shelter nonetheless, and that provides enough, at least for now. Who are you?
The name's Graham. Graham Greyhand. You?
I'm Nomad Sales.
Nomad Sales. Any
Is
chance that your last name also includes a job title once?
No, just a part of a boat. Just the sails.
Fair enough. Do you mind if I sit with you for a moment?
Of course. And he'll like grab a bunch of papers that he's got and just kind of shuffle them all together and pocket them away.
Like to point out, we have 2 characters beginning with L's and 2 characters beginning with N's to begin with.
Narf starts with a K.
Oh,
It's a silent K, yes.
Oh.
I do apologise.
That
It's almost like my
N
name's spelled
sound.
backwards.
I guess you could say you've taken the wind out of my sails.
Narf from.
Of course, it's Frank backwards.
Oh, that's amazing.
No.
Narf.
Sorry.
Forgot where I was going now.
He was sitting
sat
down
down.
next to Nomad.
You
He sat down, yes. He kind of just like stares at you for a moment. It looks like he's trying to get eye contact with you, but he's struggling.
Cannot see
a
the
bit.
eyes. Is
May
there
I ask?
something?
He like points at his own head. The helmet.
Oh, it's a good luck charm. Hand me down.
Okay.
Was a gift, and I think it looks nice.
Kind of like just shrugs his shoulders like, all right, good of reason as any. So, what about a future? I imagine you don't want to live in a church like this the rest of your life.
No, I
Or
would
do you
rather.
worship the flaming sword?
No. This was just convenience. There was not a whole lot else that I could. There was nowhere to stay around here, so I thought this was better than a barn. Though I guess not much difference. I'm just here for the time being. I'm looking to travel around a bit and see if I can make a few maps, see some sights and people.
Make a few maps, you say?
Yeah. And he will take out some of the parchments that he shuffled away, and just lay out a partially drawn map of the Icewind Dale. I'm just occasionally updating it when I can, and it will be very almost like how the monks back in the Middle Ages were extremely detailed on the first tee of the. This is like an extremely detailed portion of a map.
SpongeBob when he tries to write that essay.
Exactly that.
I was thinking the exact same thing, Ellie.
Yeah, this is just a little beginning. I was hoping I could make a map and then maybe sell it, get some money.
Well, I might have an idea that could help you get some money if you're interested.
Please. Yes, please.
Why is Graham just Nick Fury, but like
but finding a very
That's
dysfunctional
incredible.
group.
About the
You
Avengers
know what? Fuck it.
Initiative.
He's Nick Fury now.
Does my dad have an eye patch now?
Is he tired
Yeah,
of these
sure.
motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking Icewind Dale?
Ice snakes.
No, he's sick of the kobolds though. God.
Yes.
Good on racist.
So, and he kind of like explains
Mhm.
how he's making a group of bounty hunters and what bounty hunting technically is around here,
Mhm.
which could go. I think I've explained some of them from assassination to picking flowers. La di da di da.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If you're interested, it could perhaps earn you a bit more.
Uh,
And maybe you could afford to sleep in somewhere which
yeah,
isn't an empty church.
I'd rather sleep somewhere a lot more comfortable than this.
And if you're in a group, you might be able to go to areas for your map, which would be a bit more dangerous.
So that's a very a very good idea. Yeah. Where should I go?
Here, he writes down a note because he's realised he's run out. Hands it to you. Lonely Woods, Lucky Liar, 12 o'clock on the dot.
Okay. He would then just spend his time like collecting up all of the stuff that he has, just nodding and like shuffling away from the man, and trying to get ready to leave.
Who hurt you?
Okay.
Calling it
to-
right now. He's all fucked up and scarred underneath that mask.
Well,
to
Palpatine
add
style.
a
like.
little bit, something that I think I forgot to say, with all of the Lucky Liar and Lonely Woods, apparently forgotten again, so let's move on. So he continues traveling around. He didn't find anyone in Dogan Hole, so he went back west. He decided, I'm going to take a nice leisurely boat trip across the lake to get back to Lonelywood. But along the way, he goes to a place called Targus. While going through town, he keeps an eye out around the folks. People are normally quite normal, except for one person. Lewis.
Yeah, I suppose he would see this sort of average height, half elven individual, but they've got sort of grey skin. I see Ellie already knows my name.
You left it. I'm sorry, you left it in the campaign, so I knew.
Yeah, as he's like walking along the street, like a couple of people just kind of look at him and mutter, "Grey." As he walks along, he's looking. He seems to be searching for something, and he's wearing blue and silver armor, scale mail. Carries a shield on his back that seems to be made of some kind of like chitin.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's got white hair, white eyes. He's got a crossbow, a rapier, and also wears a chain around his neck, but the whatever is on the end of it is below his armor. His shield does have a symbol on it though, which is two eyes surrounded by a field of stars.
This sounds familiar. Wasn't that Shadow's symbol at the Dragon Barrow? Or am I making that up?
What, the cat with stars?
That's actually pretty similar. Holy shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
So he sees you looking like someone who wants to look around, and he kind of walks up to you. Hello there, sir.
Oh, hello.
Hello, you seem to be searching for something. You new around here?
You're very perceptive.
Kind of like raises his eyebrows, like, thank you. I'll do my best.
What is your name?
My name is Graham. Graham Greyhat. Yours?
Greyhat. That's funny. They call me Grey.
Greyhand Grey.
As soon as you say this, he kind of gives you like a confused look. Is that Grey?
It's what they know me as around here, apparently.
You mean
real quick.
and he like he's
We've just been raided. 8 new viewers.
Oh, great.
Nice.
Thank
Nice.
you
Hello,
very
everybody.
much. Thank you very
I
Hello.
don't know
much.
what's going on.
Hi, guys.
So you'll love this next bit. He kind of looks a little worried and looks at you and goes, you mean the racial slur?
Great thing for them to come into.
Yeah, I know,
Yes.
I swear it's not that bad.
I suppose it probably is. But that is what I am called around these parts. So that is what I shall remain known as for now. Okay, so I don't have any art or I haven't made this guy in Hero Forge, but I did find a nice picture from Baldur's Gate 3 of someone's character that looks remarkably like him.
I just wrote he's grey where the image would be. With a smiley face.
So kind of like that.
I'll
Very
do that.
nice.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I get what you mean. That's pretty cool.
That is actually quite similar.
Except with white hair instead of black hair.
Mm-hmm.
God, I'm going to have to do all the edits, aren't I?
Geralt of Rivia-ish.
Kind of, I
Still,
suppose.
not massively, but...
Yeah, but the white hair is just from his species rather than, like genetic mutations.
Thank you, by the way, Lewis. You made me realise that I actually spelt my last name wrong.
I mean, you can spell it either way, I think, can't you?
Yeah, I mean,
can do
Grey
A or
with an
E.
A is the American way, which is easily remembered because A for America, and E is the English way.
Oh.
Which is easily remembered because E for England.
Did not know that.
Yep.
Fun fact.
We're educational too.
Yes. Anyway, enough about my name. Did you want something?
Well, first I was asking you if you
No.
You look like you were searching for something. May I be able to help?
Searching for somebody who uses a holy symbol, and he did we? Oh, okay. I wonder what happened to the stream there. Did we just go BRB?
No. Pay no mind. Pay no mind.
Okay, fair enough. Did you describe this holy symbol to me, Callum? I can't remember.
I'll message her.
Okay. Well, I described that to Graham Greyhand anyway.
The shameless plug.
I had to. That's why
I love it.
It's very vague. This description of the holy symbol. But he describes it as best as he can to Graham Greyhand. There was some kind of sun on it, I believe. It's it's the only thing I know about this person, but I'm searching for them. So far, I've only been to a couple of towns. Nobody's known anything, so I'm just continuing to try and find them. I suppose that is my quest, if you will.
Ah. Well. Segue. Well, I hope for you to be able to succeed in such a mission. But
Thank you.
As you currently have no clue about where you're going, you have he kind of like looks around at your armor and your weapons. You seem pretty capable.
Yes.
Would you be interested in traveling but earning some money as well?
Yes, I'm fairly sure I know how to use these. And he just kind of like pulls out his rapier and just like gestures with it.
He kind of like takes a step back and looks at the crowd around him. Was like, okay. If you're not sure, put it down.
He puts,
You can test
it
it
back in
somewhere
the
else.
scabbard. Yes, we'll find out. This sounds good to me. I guess I am not employed currently, as far as I know. But I will take you up on this offer. Perhaps I will find the person I am searching for whilst we travel.
Perhaps. Maybe you even find some people that might actually know. Or at least be willing to help you.
The more people I meet, the more likely I am to find them. Seems
That's
logical.
the spirit. And shake your hands.
Yes, sure. If you wish to, not many people around these parts seem too keen to be friendly with me, but yes, and he offers his hand out.
They're just a little nervous. Most of them, especially in this town, if they got to know you, you'd be all right.
Yes,
anyway,
well, I'm new to these parts.
And in the handshake, you feel like a piece of paper.
Okay, I grip it as I pull my hand away.
That's the location of the first job. You'll be meeting a few others.
He reads it, nods at Graham. Very well. I'll see them there.
See you there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. As he departs. Which I imagine you do as well.
Yeah, I'll go about my business.
And with that, he continues on to the final destination on our little map. A small town known as Bremen. He decided to end at Bremen because, well, he can take a nice boat home to Lonely Woods. Refreshing day, actually. But on this day, he thought, well, while we wait for the boat, let's go get a drink. As he enters, what was it? The Buried Treasure Tavern. As he enters, he notices in the corner a small figure kind of just sitting by himself. Roberts. Who does he see?
So in this busy tavern, as busy it can be in these parts, he'll see a small halfling sitting in the corner, not with a drink or any food, just on his own by a table, sort of fidgeting, fiddling with his hands a lot, can't really keep still. Every so often he's sort of pulling on his clothes and whatnot. This halfling, he has what I can only describe as black hair, which is sort of styled in like sort of an emo fashion, which
I see we found the edge character.
which covers the left side of his face. He has navy blue eyes, and he's wearing very simple leather armor, which is black, which has metal buckles going on all along the center. It looks pretty well worn. This isn't new armor. He seems to have been wearing it quite a while. Black leather trousers and leather boots. To his side, he has a buckle with a small knife sort of attached to the side. And you notice around his neck is a necklace with a red crystal attached to it. And every so often, when he's fidgeting and fiddling, he'll be also tugging at the red crystal and looking at it every so often. He's being very careful not to make eye contact with people, and he's sort of just keeping his head down. He doesn't want anybody to notice him. He's looking down at the ground quite a lot.
Well, unfortunately, Graham is a very perceptive man. So he kind of like looks around the room, looks at you again, just looks down for a moment with a little bit of a thought. Goes into his pocket to get a gold coin out. Flips it. Catches it. And then deciding, without looking at the coin, just goes, why not? So he just puts it in his pocket without looking and walks over to you.
Just like that, Rob almost didn't play in the campaign.
Didn't play.
Hello there. You all right there? You seem a little lonely in the corner here.
Who are you?
My name's Graham. Graham Greyhands. You mind if I take a seat here? I like this corner. You get a
Rob.
good view of the lake.
Rob, don't make the same mistake. It's not worth it. Trust me.
I guess. Yeah, sure. Sure. Why not?
Thank you. What's your name, friend?
My name's Lyle. Nice to meet you, I guess. I haven't seen you around before.
Haven't seen you around either. You from this town?
I'm not.
Cutting out a little bit there, Rob.
Too high pitched.
Too high pitched. Yeah.
Too high pitch. Oh no, oh no.
Right, practicing new voice. You know how it is.
Yeah, of course, of course.
We've got another radish.
I just wonder what sort of food a Lyle is.
I've been here for a few days, so I'm not from these parts myself, but I've been here for a while, so.
Okay. You kind of see him like call over for a bartender and he orders a couple drinks. Would you like something?
These are both for me.
I guess just some water. I don't really drink, so.
Not even water?
No, I'll take some water. Yes, I mean I don't drink alcohol, so.
2 drinks and a bit of water, then, please.
Yeah.
Second one is for you. I don't really feel like partaking, so.
It's fine. So, what brings you to Bremen? It's a small town.
Yeah, I've travelled around quite a bit, and I got stuck in this blizzard. This was the nearest town. It caught me pretty badly, so I thought I'd rest up here for a few days before deciding what to do next. Really. So
Bremen was the closest town, was it?
it was the one I found. So it was a very harsh blizzard. I mean, I couldn't really see where I was going. So.
Do you have a job then, Lyle?
But I'm out of work now. I'm just confused.
Would you like a job?
A job? I mean, I appreciate it, but
You survived a blizzard. That's that's high standards around here.
I know, but I got really lucky, I suppose. I mean,
The way she's taking off the front a bit.
looking around at all these people.
Oh, was I moving around?
Yeah.
I mean, looking around at all these people. I mean, why me? I'm just a small halfling. I mean, I'm not that capable, I don't think.
Well, they said the same thing about me when I was younger. And now I'm quite a popular chap around these towns. Have a think about it. You don't have to. He kind of like gives you the piece of paper that says Lonely Woods, la-di-lada.
Just what sort of work does it entail?
All sorts of things, from picking up some things for people to assassinations. However, You guys decide what kind of jobs you wish to go on. So, if there's something you don't like, don't do it.
Well, I'd like to make some gold and perhaps make some new friends, although I don't know if the second part's going to happen. Well, nothing else to do, and I don't want to be stuck here forever, so yeah, sure. Lonelywood, you said?
That's right. On the other side of the lake.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take you up on your offer, but just don't expect too much of me, please.
I want to give this halfling a hug.
I see we have two
He kind
characters
of-
with trauma.
He finishes both of his drinks pretty quickly. And seems pretty fine. So, he puts his hand on your shoulder. Don't worry. As long as you help out a little bit, they'll help out you. And then kind of under his breath he goes, hopefully.
Sort of, Lyle sort of recoils at that a little bit, and it's like thinking to himself, I hope I made the right decision here, as he'll just go back to keeping to himself, and he'll have two hands over his water and sort of deep in thought. So, yeah.
And with that, Graham takes a nice little boat journey back to Lonelywood. He meets up with Larkin once more and says, I found you a group of people. So you better
Gee,
show
hell,
up on
I mean,
time.
you've. Don't worry, I will. I'll wear my lucky coat and my scarf. I mean, you've done in a couple of days what I couldn't do in a month. I guess that's why I needed someone. Or that's why I need someone.
Don't worry about it. You just better not mess it up. Anyway, do you know what
Try
time
not
it is?
to.
No.
I believe it's closing time.
No.
It is closing time for
No.
the Mystic Tavern.
No.
However, before we leave, a little question for you all to think about before the campaign properly begins. What time would your...
What you've cut out.
You've cut out.
What
What time what?
What?
What time what? No, we've lost to Callum.
Hold on, let me kick him. Okay.
Great streaming, guys.
Great
Just
stream.
disconnected, didn't I?
Yeah.
Right at
Yeah.
the end. The
Yeah.
question,
What
what
time
time would
would-
your character arrive? That's what you got to think about before the beginning.
Oh, what time
I
were we
already know
supposed
the
to be there?
answer.
12
I
o'clock.
already know the answer to this. Can I say it?
No, you can wait.
Ooh.
Fuck. All right, pick a week.
Is your character an early bird? Is he the type to be late? Or is he dead on time?
Look at the
I
string.
guess we'll have to see.
Looking at the stream?
Hell yeah.
Wow, you
Graham.
knew exactly what I meant.
I don't have a picture for Lyle, so if we could get a picture for Lyle before next game.
Yeah,
I'll get some proper.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, oh shit, I'm going to be the only person without a photo, without a picture here. Because I didn't think to.
We do
So-
want to see him though. Sounds like a
Yeah.
wonderful
I'll
lad.
find-
Okay, I think Lyle's secret is that
He's French.
he's
Not his real name.
Oh my god.
He's actually a tabaxi.
What?
He's actually the big bad evil guy.
I think it's that he's a eunuch because Lonelywood is a anagram of Lyle No Wood.
And with that, given the confidence of our characters, I apologise for those that showed up near the end, but I hope you enjoyed enough to perhaps watch it next week at 8:30 p.m. Or maybe tune in
English
tomorrow for a different type of game.
Yes, tomorrow we play Rise of the
yeah.
Infernal Lords, which, Lewis, please tell us what that is again.
Rise of the Infernal Lords is a combination of Tyranny of Dragons and Descent into Avernus, currently very heavily in the Descent into Avernus phase. The party is currently in Hell and are, trying to save a town that has been dragged down into Hell.
We did lose a beloved character last session.
We did, yes, but
As in, you'd like
unfortunately,
to.
you had a backup.
Yeah, so
that
if you
was
want to,
already in the game.
if you want to hear the world's most Muppet-like D&D character, tune in tomorrow. But also follow us on Twitter, mystic_tavern. We do have a YouTube channel on the up and coming. We haven't sorted it out just yet, but we will very soon. And don't forget to follow us if you enjoyed. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us.
If you enjoyed joining us and hearing that racial slur straight off the bat.
For the record, the racial slur was the word grey.
Yes, to make sure people realise.
We are starting from 8:30 tomorrow night. That's GMT for any.
Oh fucking hell! There's a JoJo character on the screen.
You can't tell me he's not Joseph Joestar. That would make Larkin a Joestar.
Everything is an anime, Ellie.
No, but Callum said it's canon.
He looks somewhat similar.
These weebs.
Oh my god. Anyway.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, yes.
See you guys. Thanks for raiding, by the way, again.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.